Had another rough conversation with the voices in your head. They said that love has shut the door on you, and you'd be better off instead. Girl, don't you listen. Your time is gonna come. You talk about lonely, you talk about scared. I think you're thinking that nobody cares. Well, you know it ain't over, but where to begin? You gotta play if you wanna win. Yeah. So when you gonna let somebody in? It's a classic situation where you don't know how to feel, so you go it alone. You turn off the phone when the struggle gets too real. Yeah. Girl, you better listen. It's time to make a change. You talk about lonely, you talk about scared. I think you're thinking that nobody cares. Well, you know it ain't over, but where to begin? You gotta play if you wanna win. So when you gonna let somebody in? Yeah, let 'em in. You talk about lonely, you talk about scared. I think you're thinking that nobody cares. Well, you know it ain't over, but where to begin? You gotta play if you wanna win. So when you gonna let somebody had another rough conversation with the voices in your head. They said that love has shut the door on you, and you'd be better off instead. Girl, don't you listen. Your time is gonna come. You talk about lonely, you talk about scared. I think you're thinking that nobody cares. Well, you know it ain't over, but where to begin? You gotta play if you wanna win. Yeah. So when you gonna let somebody in? It's a classic situation where you don't know how to feel, so you go it alone. You turn off the phone when the struggle gets too real. Yeah. Girl, you better listen. It's time to make a change. You talk about lonely, you talk about scared. I think you're thinking that nobody cares. Well, you know it ain't over, but where to begin? You gotta play if you wanna win.
you for viewing the UTB podcast. If you would like to sponsor this great podcast, send an email to unpackingthebaggagepodcastlr@gmail.com. Again, unpackingthebaggagepodcastlr@gmail.com. We would also like you to follow us on all social media. On Facebook and TikTok, go to UTB Podcast. On Instagram, go to B-Level ENT. And if you would like to watch any of our episodes, go to YouTube at UTB Podcast. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification button so you will be notified when we have new content. We appreciate you for watching and enjoy the show. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Happy Father's Day Sunday. I'm your host, B-Level.
I'm Tristan Transformations.
Yeah, and I'm Anthony P, Mr. Hit Dog Holler himself.
And together, we go by the Unpacking the Baggage podcast. Now, if you guys are wondering, Andrea is not with us.
Again.
She had an emergency in her family.
Again.
Anthony, you can't say that. Anthony,
She
you can't
had
say
an
that.
emergency in her family. She had to take care of some business last minute. So y'all make sure y'all check on Andrea tomorrow. She will be back with us on next Sunday. Now we got a couple of promotions that we need to talk before we go to Tristan. You guys know that we do have a brand new young lady that's doing the news, the trending topics, the local celebrity, and the gossip. Jayla with the T, her promotion is going to come on a little bit later. She's going to come on and do all of these things later on in the podcast. And I know that Andrea is not here, but next Sunday, we're kicking off her thing on the podcast where we're calling this her segment on the podcast where we're calling Ask Dre. Now, Andrea is the voice of reason on the podcast. So you need to email your relationship questions, okay? Andrea will be giving you relationship advice on the spot, Anthony P. How do you feel about that? Andrea is going to be, it's kind of like the Shirley Strawberry thing. You email your questions or your relationship questions to utbpodcastlr@gmail.com. Again, utbpodcastlr@gmail.com. And we will read your questions on the air, and Andrea and the crew will give you some relationship advice. Now, happy Father's Day to you, P.
Man.
Thank you.
You talking that P over there?
Turn your camera around. Look, right here, P. So yes, no, other way. Go, keep going, P. Keep going right there. All right. So happy Father's Day, P. I know you
Thank you.
a father,
Appreciate y'all.
man.
Father's Day.
Tristan. Tristan, should we say happy Father's Day to Tristan? Tristan,
Yes.
you have
I'm a father.
Okay.
Hell
I'm a
no,
father
I ain't
figure.
dead
Okay.
to nobody.
Okay, so happy Father's Day to Tristan as well. Happy Father's Day to all of the fathers out there, okay? Happy Father's Day. Big round of applause for all our fathers who are doing their thing, who are taking care of their responsibilities. Now, we're going to talk about why Father's Day is not as important as some of the other holidays. You guys know for Mother's Day, all of the restaurants are packed, all of the malls, y'all run Mother's Day sales. But on Father's Day, we don't get any credit. So this hour and a half, we're going to pop our collars for the fathers. So big up and happy Father's Day to all of the fathers. Now, Tristan, tell these people on here what you want them to do and shout out who you got on.
I need you guys to share, and in the comments hit share so we can shout you out.
Okay. You want to read some of these comments?
Let's see. Hey, what is that? Hey, Miss Ashley. Shout out to Ashley. Shout out to Kendra. Shout out to, let me see.
Tam is on here.
Hey, Tam. Hey, baby. How you
Jayla is on here.
doing? Jayla with the news is in the building.
Yeah. Patricia Moreland is on here. Let's see why you get
Hey,
ready.
Aunt. Hey, Shanique.
Yep.
Let's see here. That's all I see right now.
And again, Tristan would like for you to share. Please share the live and put shared in the comments. and we can shout you out. You got a comment already up there, Tristan.
Miss Ashley says, ain't nothing wrong with Father's Day. They don't trip when it's mothers.
Thank you. Ain't nothing wrong with fire. There is.
Y'all did this episode for y'all.
But she's saying, I'm thinking she's saying there is something wrong with Father's Day, the way y'all treat us. And so that's what we're going to be talking about. There is nothing wrong with Father's Day. It's something wrong with the way you treat us. So let me go ahead with everything I do, with every episode I do. I always like to get to statistics. What's up, Jeremiah? I see you. Who is that? Shanique Moss?
What you say A at the end?
Shanique?
Yeah, Shanique. That's my auntie.
Okay, Shanique Moss. Okay. All right, so here's some information about fathers. Tristan, you want to read that, or you want me to read this stuff?
Father's Day play a crucial role in children's lives, contributing their emotional, social, and academic development. Involved fathers can help children develop greater confidence, emotional stability, and better social skills. They also serve as an important role models, influencing on how children, relationships, and navigate the world. Here's more detailed look at benefits. Emotional well-being is one. Children with involved fathers are more likely to be emotionally stable and have better social development. Fathers can teach children how to manage feelings, empathize with others, and form healthy connections.
Okay.
The second statistic is academic achievement. Studies show that children with involved fathers tend to perform better academically with higher grades and lower likelihood in needing to repeat a grade.
All right. Social skills. I'll take those ones. Fathers who are actively involved in their children's life often raise children better social skills and greater sense of self-esteem. Okay. Positive role models. Fathers serve as role models, teaching children about emotional intelligence, life skills, and how to build positive relationships. Children learn how to handle stress and manage their emotions by observing their fathers. Reduce risk of behavior problems. Involvement for fathers can help reduce behavior problems in boys and decrease delinquency, particular in low-income families. Okay. Confidence and self-esteem. Fathers who are actively involved in their children's lives contribute to their children's sense of self-worth and confidence, helping them to face challenges with reassurances. So I asked a question. All right. I asked a question today what fathers do. And we've got a long, Tristan, I don't know if you want to tackle this comment really early.
Father's Day is a special, always been to me. My daddy stepped for all 7 of his kids, no matter what they be complaining about their kids. Daddy not doing this and that shit. They ain't been doing shit all year. So why until Father's Day to bash them?
So I'm assuming Father's Day is special, always been to me. My dad and stepdad, all 7 of his kids, no matter what they've been complaining about. The kids do not doing this and that shit they ain't been doing all day. So I'm assuming what you're saying, Leighton, is that there's no need to complain now that you've not complained all year. I'm assuming that's what your comment said. Okay. If we read it wrong or we interpreted it wrong, please clear up your clear up that interpretation. Okay. Now here's the other thing that I want to put up. Okay. This is what I want to talk about. And the young lady said that there's nothing wrong with Father's Day. Obviously there is. Here's the Webster's definition, or not definition. When I Googled the most celebrated holidays, it says in United States, the most celebrated holidays from the most to the least are ranked as the following. Now I want to go over this: Thanksgiving, Christmas, Memorial Day, Mother's Day, Halloween, and Easter. So those are the top 6 holidays that are celebrated. Anthony, Tristan, do you guys want to know where does Father's Day rank in holidays that are most celebrated?
Number 25.
Not that far.
Probably number 10 or 9.
That is where it is. That's exactly where it is. So let's go ahead and read Patricia's.
Patricia says, let's not acknowledge the boyfriends that took place of the sorry baby daddies. Okay,
so we look at P. Patricia, we're gonna get into that. P don't like that, but we're gonna get into these baby daddies, we also gonna talk about stepdaddies. The first question, go ahead. Oh, Hollywood Tanya saying something. What she got?
I love Tanya says, I love Father's Day. Those that deserve it. It needs to be acknowledged. But sadly, there's more deadbeat than good dads. So they really can't be mad. Nobody's loud about that day.
Now, Tanya, we're not talking about the deadbeats. We talk about the good dads today. This is Good Dad Observation Day. No, we ain't acknowledging the deadbeats. Go ahead. Nuke McKinney says
McKinney says that's because fathers don't get enough credit.
Thank you. Thank you for that comment. Nuke, that's exactly what. So listen, we can sit.
I think the actual problem is it's only 10 good fathers and a million bad fathers. I think it's when people see it on movies and stuff, that's what they see.
Now, when you say
or just see it in their community, that's what they see. They see 10 good fathers and they see 1,000 bad fathers.
Anthony,
and that's true. I feel like that's true.
You shaking your head, Anthony. Come on.
So we got
to straighten this up, Anthony.
First of all, you gotta have some kids first, Tristan, before you can speak for.
I can speak on. I came from a father, so I can speak on it.
All right. Well, look, you came from a mama and a dad. That's what you came from. You didn't come from a father. Now, look at this. How it is. It ain't the fact that. Now think about this. What measures a good father? You know, we grading men on like, oh, he ain't no good daddy, he ain't no good baby daddy, but he was good enough to get that pussy.
Mm-hmm.
If he good enough to get that pussy, he was a good dude. So what changed? The fact that he not with you no more?
They never said the dick wasn't good. They said that you're a horrible father. That's not making sense.
He's still with the same sorry pussy ass such and such nigga when you was giving him that pussy. So what I'm saying is now that you got a baby with him, oh, my boyfriend, a good baby daddy, more than the baby daddy. But look at the whole, what they call the resume. Now the boyfriend ain't taking care of his own damn kids, but he more daddy to your kids than he is to his own. So that disqualifies him as well. So you can't use a boyfriend and say he stepped in and took your place. My kids automatically know. You call another man dad, you disqualified with that fool. For real. Especially I've been in your life since day one. Now, like to answer your question, being
in your life and being
like,
there.
No, this for the woman right here. What classifies a man as a good daddy?
All right, so we're gonna ask that. Nuke McKinney is saying that's not true. All right. She's also saying men change when they have children by them. Okay, that's what Nuke is saying. And I want to go back and acknowledge Marcella Town Winston. You want to get that, Tristan?
Yes, a father is crucial. And if you want a king in your kid's life, you need to raise your expectations of what a king is and stop speaking negatively against him to your kids or around them because they pick up on these things and unhealthy behaviors.
Okay, so Marcella Town Winston, that's exactly what we're going to cover. 3 questions that we're going to cover today, okay? And Marcella, we're going to come back to your comment, but the first question that we want to ask is, nope, that's not the first question. The first question is, why is Father's Day ranked 10th, the 10th most celebrated holiday? You got Christmas. You've got what are the holidays we said? You got Christmas,
you got
Thanksgiving,
Mother's Day.
What were the other holidays? Christmas, Thanksgiving, Memorial Day, Mother's Day, Halloween. How do you celebrate Halloween before you celebrate fathers? I don't get it. How do you put Halloween before you put celebrating somebody that helped you have your baby? And
that's it. That's what they saying. That's it. That's all y'all did was help you have a baby. That's it.
I mean,
and I feel like they show a lot of that versus a good man. We're not saying there's not good men out there, good fathers. It's just more of the bad fathers are shown.
So are we saying, and I'm going to open up I am going to open up the request line very early for some of these mothers that would love to call. Anthony asked what makes a good baby daddy, what makes a good father.
And I get what Anthony's saying too, though.
Yeah, I'm going to open a request line. If you would like to call and tell your experience, or just tell basically what you think makes a great father, or why is Father's Day ranked 10th as it relates to celebrated holidays. You celebrate nationally. We celebrate 9 more holidays before we celebrate Father's Day. Mother's Day, I think it came in like 3rd or 4th place, right? We understand you gotta bear the children. Y'all have them. Y'all responsibilities a little bit more deeper because you have the babies. Go ahead and read these comments because we're getting a lot of.
Kendra says, I think it's a cultural thing. Yes, that's Kendra. That's basically what I was trying to say. But you know,
Okay.
they don't want me to talk.
Patricia.
Oh, Patricia
you
Moreland.
already-
I'm
you already
sorry.
read that. You
Let's
already read
acknowledge the boyfriends that took place. Okay, yeah, we
You already
read
read that. All right. What about this one?
Ashley says, Father's Day is a special, always been to me and my daddy of all. So we already read that.
We already read that. Okay, let's go down. We got Marcella Town, Winston. Okay, so somebody's saying,
Tanya, I agree with you. Patricia says, Tanya Ross, I agree with you.
okay,
Somebody says, shut up, Anthony.
P, stop it.
No, this one they said, P, stop it. Nuke says, men change when they have a child by them.
Okay,
Only,
open the damn line.
only.
Okay,
only-
so Patricia, we are opening the lines. You can call now 501-650-9726. I'm gonna put these comments up here and then I'll put the number back up here.
My cousin Devontae from Jonesboro, Arkansas says, because he didn't show his flaws at the time she was given the cat, trust and believe she knew what type of guy he was in the beginning. She would have moved differently.
So P, what he's saying is he didn't show his immaturity
Man,
and
not true.
Okay.
How many women done caught they dude cheat on them 4-5 times and still stay with him? So I'm saying, how many women done got whooped on, slapped in the car on the way home and still stay with that dude?
And they stayed with him.
Because of why? The kids?
Because you knew it. No, this
'Cause of
before
the
the
kids?
kids. This before
Oh,
the
okay.
kids. You know, it's because you thought that's the best you can do, or you didn't want to leave because he paying your bills.
Luke McKinney said what? Because y'all are 1
out of 10. I was gonna keep telling y'all are 1 out of 10. That's what I'm telling them. They don't want to listen to that.
I mean, because every dude.
And nobody's saying that y'all are bad fathers. I'm
Yeah.
saying it's so many bad fathers out there. It dims the light on the good fathers.
Well, there's some bad mamas out there
And
too.
that-
though.
I
Okay,
agree-
but we
I
ain't talking
agree
about
with that.
mamas. We
I
talking
agree.
about Father's Day. We should have talked about this on Mother's Day.
But what we're arguing about is if you're going to highlight some of the father's bad point then
Yeah.
on our holiday, then you obviously on Mother's Day, there's just
should.
as many terrible mothers out there because most women are bitter
Agreeable.
because they thought having a child would change him and keep him
Yes,
happy.
agreeable.
Now, I wonder if mothers wasn't getting benefits like they get now for having kids, would they still be a good mom? If they wouldn't get child tax credits, if they wouldn't get food stamps, if they wouldn't get government subsidies, would they still be the best mom they can be? Because I see a lot of good moms that sacrificing ain't the
Okay,
same
Trump.
as the mamas that's getting benefits.
So you're saying, P, they're getting all of these government assistance, and that's
We don't get nothing.
easier to
We don't
make
get
them
nothing. We-
be
yeah.
okay
Yeah,
because they're getting help.
we don't get nothing.
You do get something if the kids with you.
See what I'm saying?
Ashton is saying, I realize that because without the dick, there's no baby.
Thank you. Thank you. We should be
Go
more
ahead and read Nuke
appreciative.
McKinney.
Nuke McKinney says you can't make a great father. It got to be in you. A lot of these men didn't have a dad, so that's why they can't be one.
I agree with that.
I agree
Nuke.
with that as well.
But
certainly-
a lot of these women are raising the fuck boys because they tell them they the mama and the dad.
They raising them with what? A father. Okay.
But
Next
they tell-
question.
Devontae, go ahead and read Devontae.
Devontae Williams says timing is everything. Money is a plus, but spending time with you get credit where it's due.
Nuke McKinney is saying what?
P hush.
man, listen.
Nuke, I need you to call in.
Yeah,
Nuke,
look, call in.
Nuke, call in.
501. Let me go ahead and put this number up here. I'm gonna come back and get some of these comments. I'm gonna go ahead. All right, I'm gonna put that back up there. Here's the information line number 501-650-9726. Patricia Moreland, the information line is open. You can call 501-650-9726. Now listen, this is this comedian was being very funny about why Father's Day is ranked so low. It was really funny, but it was a lot of truth to this. I'm gonna play this real quick. The information line is open. You can call
Father's
right
Day is the worst holiday in the world. I've done the research. I already know. Let me tell you something. Mother's Day is the second most celebrated holiday in the world. Christmas is first. So that means it's Jesus, then your mama. You know what Father's Day fall at? Number 20. I can't think of 18 other holidays. Do you realize Halloween is number 6? That means ghosts and goblins go before fathers? Arbor Day is number 13. I don't even know what that is.
All right, now so that's what it was kind of funny. That's kind of big round of applause to him. That comedian was kind of cracking a joke,
Yeah.
but he had some truth to that. Now we've got somebody on the line. Unpacking the Baggage podcast. What's your name? Is this Nook?
It is the Queen and Lady.
Hey, so Nook, so obviously you are disagreeing with Anthony P saying when Anthony P is saying that these women are laying up having baby by fuck boys and then every opportunity that you get to lift them up, you tear them down. You agree with that comment? You disagree or agree with that comment?
I disagree because I know a lot of single dads or dads in general that get help that have their baby mamas on child support. So I don't know. He just sounds kind of like a little hurt or kind of bitter because
no.
one thing about a mama, we're gonna make something shake. We ain't gonna go to bed until we know our kid is taken care of. See, daddies, they can do what they want to do. So that's why we celebrate it more, and that's why we're the dominant factor, because mamas, it's just a different feeling. You know, a lot of men don't have a daddy. A lot of men wasn't raised up with their dad. That's why they hurt, and they can just run out their kids' lives. Mamas, we can't do that. We got to be there. We got to be a shelter. We got to be a foundation for our children.
And look, let me ask you a question. Do you believe, look, let me ask you a question. Do you believe that if a father is not providing financial resources for his child, that he should not see his child?
I mean, I do, but I don't, because I'm not going to make my child stop seeing their dad because he's not financially doing what he needs to do, because he know what he needs to do. But I'm not going to hold that against my kids not to have a relationship with their dad because he's sorry.
So what about the woman that do it?
I mean, that's something that they have to. It just depends on what happened. I mean, if she just feel like she don't want you around her kid, then I mean, that's just how she feels.
But is it her kid or
whether
y'all
you
kid?
the daddy or not?
Is it her kid or y'all kid?
It doesn't matter.
Now you see what I'm saying?
Well, so Nuke, well, I guess what he's saying is obviously, if mothers take on that opinion that it doesn't or it does matter for the father to be in that child's life, do you not believe that the kid gets, as I read all of those things that the kid get from the father being, you know, in their life, they're better in school,
and that's sometimes not true either, because whether y'all know it or not, we have to go through a lot of shit to get some help. Either we're told we make too much, we don't qualify, you got to do this, you got to do that. Nowadays, you got to put your absent parent on child support if they're not in the household for your kid to get Medicaid. So it's just not like we out here just getting all type of benefits. So he's definitely wrong about that. But this one thing I've never seen. I've never seen when the woman have the baby gonna stay with the daddy.
Y'all won't
The
let
baby
him.
come home with the mama.
Y'all won't let him. I mean, I know a lot of dudes that he have no say so in his kid life. You know,
and I'll let you. I want to let you finish, P. But I think that there are a lot of fathers that are raising their children. So that might not be what you see, Nuke. But I know a lot of fathers that have custody of their children. They're full-time fathers. You know what I mean?
I do too.
I also know that oftentimes when things don't work out, and I don't want to seem like, you know, we're beating the mothers up, because I think there are some great mothers. I don't want to underestimate what mothers do.
No, it's some sorry mamas now. I can agree to that. It's more sorry mamas than dads. I can agree with that. But Peter, you have kids?
Yeah. Well, this question I have is this right here though. Like, would you still say this woman is a good mom that use her kid as leverage? Like, okay, if your daddy don't do this by this time, you ain't going to stay with him, or you can't call him, or he can't answer. You can't talk on the phone to your kid because I don't think you being a daddy I think you should be.
That's Kitty, so I wouldn't know anything about
No,
that.
just saying, you know, a lot of women use their kids as
You can't let
leverage.
nobody use you though.
Yeah.
You can't let nobody use you though. You shouldn't have to, you know, call the mama to get in contact with your kid. Nowadays, everybody got a phone. You know where they stay.
Oh,
you know how to get your
that
child.
don't mean nothing. I know a dude, hey, he paid for his kid phone, got his own phone, the mama blocked him from the damn kid phone. That he paid
That he
for.
But
paid
you don't know what happened though. You just know the dude. You don't know what happened. So you outside looking in.
If it ain't nothing where she had to call the police on him. What I guess
You don't know
hold on, wait a minute.
though.
Wait a minute. Good question. What could happen for a father to be cut out his kid life like that?
What do you think? Are you asking
Yeah.
what could a father do?
Yeah, what can he do that's so bad that the woman can cut him out, that she can cut him out the life?
Emotional distress. A lot of women ain't gonna want to deal with you if you lying to the kid. You not never being there. That causes hurt for a child, whether like y'all know it or not.
Mhm.
Like I wouldn't deal with nothing like that. If you lying to my child and never showing up, I wouldn't want you around either.
Okay, one thing. What's the next one?
Abuse.
That's two.
Yeah. Nuke, how many babies you got, Nuke?
Two and can't have no more.
2.
Get them two.
Are the fathers involved in the raising of them?
I'm the father.
See what I'm saying?
Well, no,
But
you're
I
not the
don't
father,
complain.
Nuke.
I don't complain. I don't complain.
Okay,
I
so
don't complain.
and so listen, I also want to say, obviously, you can't be the father. I think that's the stereotype. You're just saying you're the mother and the father because I'm assuming you're saying that. You're laughing, but I'm assuming you're saying that because the father basically is not in the kid's life. So you're saying that you're doing both.
I'm not saying he's not in the kid's life.
Okay.
It's just this path is just me. I ain't here to down nobody. It's just me, and I don't give second chances to be a father.
But he not
That's
your
just-
father, right? He not your father, right?
Nope.
So you can't do that then. He the kid's father. Don't make them miss out because
But I allow my kids to have emotions. If my kids tell me they don't want to deal with something, they don't have to. See what I'm saying?
yeah, because mama telling them they ain't got to. It's
and-
like telling your
I'm
kid at
not
school,
telling
the teacher tell you what the fuck to do,
I'm
you
not
ain't gotta
telling
listen to
them
her.
nothing.
And
I'm not telling them.
And Nuke, are the kids saying that they don't want to deal with them because I guess we're trying to get to the bottom of what reasons would be serious enough reasons for you to honor their word and saying that they don't want to deal with their father.
Do you have to have a reason?
Yeah,
do
I would think
anything?
so.
That's
Yes.
your daddy. Hell yeah.
Yes, I would think you would
Hell
need a
yeah.
reason to be able that if your kids was to say, I don't want to deal with my dad. Yes, I would think that there would need to be a reason for you to keep them away from his children.
If he ain't molesting you,
Oh,
ain't
y'all have
touching
to
you, or
stop saying-
abusing you,
Hold on, I haven't
You
heard.
gotta
What's-
stop.
Go ahead,
You
Nuke.
gotta stop saying it would be a reason why I keep them away instead of my kids' feelings, the detachment, the hurt, the feelings that they have. Y'all know kids do have feelings. They're old enough to know, like, if this parent is involved or not. You don't have to do anything to a kid,
Mhm.
but show them that you're not there. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
I
get
don't
it.
have to tell my kids, oh, I don't want you doing this, because they already know what the outcome is going to be. So why would I risk them getting hurt again? And I could just do what I need to do and go on about my life.
that's still your father.
Well, let me ask you this:
I'm not going to cry about it.
How old are your babies, Nuke? How old are they?
My son 11, my daughter is 9 years old.
And so you think that at 11 and 9 that they have experienced enough to be able to make a really life-altering,
Yeah.
changing decision as
Whenever
it relates to?
whenever they decide to talk to their dad, they got a phone.
Okay, what if they say, you know what? I don't want to be around my mama no more. She too mean. She whooped me too much. Would you give them the same respect if they told you that? Or would you whoop their ass and tell them,
I don't say that. And I don't whoop my kids. Let's stop there. I don't whoop my kids because I'd rather not whoop them because they don't solve nothing. I ask my kids all the time, how can I be a better parent? Do you feel like I was wrong? Am I not being a good mom? Am I doing something? I don't whoop my children.
Okay.
I don't hit them. I don't call them out their name. That's torture to kids.
the Bible I read say, spare the rod, spoil the child.
Nah, I don't believe in all that.
Yeah.
You don't have to whoop your kids to get them to mind you.
Well,
It's all about how you
and I hope
get.
Nuke,
Everybody,
obviously you run your house the way you run your house, and obviously we can't on this show, we can't undermine how you've been doing what you've been doing. What we do know is there are things that happen that these kids are going to need their fathers around them, right? And so as I hear you saying, yeah, and as I hear you saying that if they decide to not want to be around the fathers, that you basically honor that. You know, and obviously that's your decision, and I can't. But however I can do is just show you what research says. The children will be lacking if you don't have their fathers in their life. What were you saying, Pete, before we let
Now,
it
I
go?
was just asking, you know, why would they not get the same respect if they say, Mom, I don't want you in my life. I don't want to be around you. I want to go stay with grandma. Would you honor that as well?
Will I honor my kids staying with my mama?
No, telling you that they don't want you in their life no more. They want to go stay with somebody else.
I guess P is saying,
I don't know. I don't think they'll say that.
But if they did,
if they did,
would you honor that?
I'll take it with my mama.
No, they don't want to stay with mom. They want to stay with somebody else
yeah, I guess P is saying
that
if
you have no
No.
control over.
so you said you wouldn't honor that.
But see-
That's not, they don't be able to do that
Now
now.
you see what I'm saying? Daddy only just
Nobody else
financial. He'll have no say so.
So Nuke, obviously, you know, at 9 and 10 and 9 and 11, I don't know that, you know, obviously we can't tell you how to raise the baby, but what P is saying is if they said that they didn't want to be raised by Will, would you honor that
You
as
don't know
well?
what he's talking
I just proved it. She said, hey, she said at 9 years
Can
old,
your kids stay with you?
man, hey, they want
Your
to. They
kids
want
stay with
to.
you, P?
They want to. But their
But do
mama
they
want
stay
to.
with you?
Hey, they want to. They want to. But their
So
mom
did
like
you get into it with your baby mama?
No, and see, I can't be controlled. You know,
Okay,
I'm
so
my
why
kid's
should
daddy,
she?
not your daddy. You know what I'm saying? I'm
But
my
why
kid's
should she
daddy.
be controlled?
It's
So
not.
let
It's
me ask
50
you something.
50.
You know you can go get your kids whenever you want to, right?
Oh, no. Tell me how to do that. Do tell.
You don't know how to get your kids.
Tell me how to do it.
That needs to be the first step you do before you start answering all these questions.
Tell me how to do it
you can
because
go get your children.
to educate me and all the other guys because we think we got to call the baby mama and ask, can we please see Johnny today?
You don't have to call your baby mama and ask to get your kids.
Well, tell me how to
the
get
same
them.
way women go down there, the same way women go down there and get an officer to come get the kids, you can do the same.
But I'm not a custodial
You
parent.
sign the birth certificate, right?
Yeah.
If you're on the
Well, you can see your kids.
Yeah, and there's some steps that you can do to get your visitation rights. I think Nuke is right there. You can go and petition the court to have some visitation rights, and that you have just as many rights to see them. Obviously, that's a whole situation. You shouldn't have to do that, but I mean, some dads have to do it.
But if he really want to see his kids, he gonna do it, right?
Man,
You
if I
right.
go to that school
right,
and pick
Nuke.
that baby up right now, she gonna call and say kidnapped, and I'm gonna get charged.
And that's why she's saying you got to go through the courts and get.
But the woman ain't got to do
get
none of
shared
that. But
custody.
the woman ain't got to do none of that.
Nah. Well, thank you, Nuke, for calling. Okay.
You're welcome.
All right. Okay. All right.
We gotta get my homeboy some counseling.
Yeah. Who's your
Fool,
homeboy?
it's not about no count. I'm just stating the facts for the other guys. I'm asking the question that everybody else want to know.
Yeah, but everybody's scenario ain't the same. Everybody's situation ain't the same.
So why you can't see your kids?
I don't have no kids. And
Why
if
you
I
ain't-
did, I'm gonna be in my kid's life to where I ain't have to ask the baby mama to see the kids come and be there,
No,
regardless.
you
I'm
can't
gonna have a
determine.
relationship.
So let's
with
go
her.
ahead and catch up with some of these comments, Tristan. Did I interrupt you?
You always do, but it's okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Starkeisha says, "Hey y'all, what are we talking about here? Share."
Come on, Starkeisha, catch up with us, baby.
Starkeisha, we talking about why is Father's Day not is recognized as Mother's Day?
I got another call, Tristan. I'm interrupting you again. I just been interrupting you the whole time. Okay. All right. Oh, what happened? Let's call him back.
And
Let's
y'all
call him
pissing my boy P off.
back.
Who is the baby mama? Baby mama, get on here. We need to straighten you out. Where's you
Your
at?
call has been forwarded to
Nah,
Okay.
hey,
Get
I'm
on here.
asking
What's her
questions
name?
that people texting me asking, ask this, ask that. A lot of guys, man, they have the same questions. It's like I'm good enough to pay my money, but I have no say so what my child can do, who house they can go over, none of that. You just get a phone and you call your child and you say, "Hey, can I speak to Johnny?" Oh, he ain't here. He on my sister's house. She ain't call you, ask you, could he go over there? None of that. But let her call you, and Johnny ain't with you. Oh, he gone down the street. Who said he can go over there? Why he over there? I don't want my kid over there. You see what I'm saying? Daddy don't get the same respect as mama. You should trust me to protect him just like I trust you to protect him.
And I kind of want to go into the myth of Black fathers. Go ahead. You're trying to write something. The myth of Black fathers
Can you finish
not
this?
being involved. What's that? Call that number back or put it up there.
I'll just write it.
Okay.
Hey, Will, that number is 501-650-9726.
I'm gonna put it back up here again. I was trying to put some
Yeah, we're
comments.
gonna read
up
some
here.
of these comments first.
Zakrillum has a comment here.
Zakrillum says, if a man doesn't have paperwork, the police will not stand with him. It's a
Thank
civil
you.
matter to a degree.
See what I'm saying?
So she's saying, okay. All right, here you go. All right, here we go.
Chris Scott says, that's horrible, bro.
Here we go. All right, Unpacking the Baggage podcast. What's your name and where you call? What the hell?
Well,
These
everybody
people
keep calling and
hanging
hanging up.
What the hell?
Chris
Yep.
Scott. Hey, what's horrible? What's horrible? What's horrible, Chris Scott?
We calling their ass back. Keep. Probably got a call.
Chris Scott says you shouldn't have to go to court.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
And Amelia says, she's replying to Chris. She said, because if you don't whip them, the popo will.
Right. You
Yeah.
talking about the kids?
Yeah. That's why I said the Bible I read says spread a ride. It also says children honor your mother and your father. Not if you agree with them. Not if he taking care of you. Not if he doing what your mama say
If you got all
he
them
need to be
already
doing.
done.
You know.
You got these up here?
Yep.
Okay.
But
All right, so we're going to go on to this myth, and here's some research that Black fathers are not involved in their kids' life. Tristan, you want to take that?
Yes. While the statistic 70% of the wedlock is sometimes used
Out
to
of wedlock.
out of wedlock, I'm
Mhm.
sorry, is sometimes used to suggest Black fathers are uninvolved. It's misleading. Black fathers are actually more likely to be involved in their children's lives than fathers of other races, whether they live with their children or not. For example, a significant majority of Black fathers, 72.7%, talk with their children about their day several times a week or more, regardless of living.
I read it regardless of what? Of living. That's it.
Okay.
Out of the living. All right. Here's the Black fathers that live in the home with their kids. Go ahead with that, Tristan.
Okay. While 58% of Black fathers live with one or more of their children, according to blackdemographics.com, a large percentage are still actively involved even when not living with their children.
Okay. So oftentimes I hear, that our Black fathers are not involved with our kids. And I think that is 100% not true. 72% of Black fathers against different races are involved with their children. You got some people that let me go ahead and read these comments. You want to go ahead and read these before we play this?
Keena says some men give up their parental rights in divorces, complaining about things they don't even fight for.
Wow.
Ooh. Chris Scott says we give kids too much leeway. We trying to be their friends more than parents.
Yeah. And Tam is saying something because here's Cassandra replying to that.
She wants some greens.
Oh, okay. All right. So here's this thing that on this podcast with a question that I think is really, really important about Black women contribute to the stereotypes. I want to play this, and then we're going to come back and talk about this.
Having a narrative of Black men are not deadbeats.
Yeah.
Like, where does that narrative come from?
Exactly.
Personally, I
honestly, now can I tell you the truth? An enemy can't destroy you on the outside, right?
Okay.
Unless there's some type of help from within the inside, right?
I get what you're saying.
So what I'm saying is, how can that narrative fly and build up steam if it's not being perpetuated from within inside, right? Of the person that's partnered with that Black man. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Are Black women contributing to the stereotype of Black fathers not being there?
So you think that? Oh,
I mean that's the question, right? And do you put now? Here's another thing. It might be controversial, but I'm gonna say it.
What I think, yeah.
We know how destructive, right, gangbangers are to the Black community. We know how destructive drug dealers are to the Black community. Are Black women who choose to become single mothers for no other reason other than she's not happy anymore, she's not in love with the father anymore, are they just as destructive to the Black community as gangbangers and drug dealers are?
I actually agree with him. He had articulated that way better than I did earlier on in the.
Is that
in the
what we're
intro.
talking about with Nuke? So Nuke is saying that she is not allowing the kids to see the fathers And they're the 9 and 11-year-old. And then what I asked her is, what could be so bad that at that age?
No, I think she was more saying the 9 and 11-year-old don't want to see them.
Yeah,
They're
but I had
they're
my
they don't
follow
care
up
about
question.
it.
But my follow up question to that, Tristan, was, what could you do so bad that at 9 and 11 that your kids say they don't want to deal with their fathers?
Those are the ages where their kids pick up on stuff. They
Don't
have
matter.
they have feelings. It does matter.
Don't matter. It's still a minor.
And-
It's still a minor.
Are they by allowing them to make that important decision at 9 and 11? Is that, first of all, what you should let a 9 and 11-year-old kid
Hell
decide?
no.
That's the first question that I would ask.
No, I would let them talk to their dad. And I'm gonna say, what are you doing as a dad to make them feel this way? What are you doing as a dad to overcome how they feel? Like, are
Right.
you talking to them? Like,
Right.
why do they feel this way?
they hear your
Don't
ass
don't
talking
blame it
about
on
daddy.
don't blame it on the mother. You know what I'm saying? Go beyond the mother. Talk to your kids. Don't
Right.
be butthurt because oh, the mother won't let me do this. Stand up. Be a man. do your due diligence and do what you need to do to see your kids and see about your kids if that's what you really want.
Don't work that way, man.
Okay, hold on a second. We got a call. Hold on a second.
If you see if your
Unpacking the
kids see
Baggage
you want to see
podcast.
them,
What's your
they're
name and
gonna-
where you calling from?
I don't want to give my name.
You don't want to give your name. Okay,
But
come
I
on. Where you?
but I
Okay, you
am
don't
in
have to
the
give your
Woodrow.
name. Come on, let's
we
talk.
got your caller
Now-
ID.
No, we don't
No,
know
just
their
playing.
name.
I'm just playing.
Just leave me alone.
I'm just playing.
Anyway, I want to iterate on some things that was said.
Okay.
I agree with Nook about not letting my child go with their father.
Okay.
When a child starts reaching a certain age,
Mm-hmm.
a child can tell who's there, who wants to be there,
Mhm.
who's for to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Us as mothers, we can't just say, hey, I don't want to be a mother today.
Right.
Fathers have so much leniency when it comes to fatherhood.
Right.
You know, you can allow your child, what we're supposed to do is force our kids on a man.
So I guess
You're not gonna force your child to go with a stranger. Walk
So-
in Walmart right now
okay.
and an older lady tell you, hey, your child is beautiful. Can she come home with me? You're gonna let your child go?
Okay, so I guess what I'm speaking towards is you kind of got a couple of things going on in this call, right? So you're saying that if I want to make sure I understand, you're saying that you agree with Luke that if a father wants to be involved in the kid's life, you hold the authority to say, no, I will not let them because it is not healthy for my child. Did I understand you to say that?
If the father has not been active, I will not agree with my child.
If he has, say it
Going,
again. I'm
because
sorry.
that's not-
You were kind of breaking up. Say it again.
If the father has not been active,
Okay.
meaning doctor's appointments,
Mm-hmm.
the parent-teacher conferences,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the things that matter in a child's life,
Yes, ma'am.
then no, I will not force my child. Hey, I let my kids get of age and see. I don't downplay the dad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't speak negative on him because I don't know his current situation if he's not communicating.
Mm-hmm.
But you won't force your child to go with a stranger. Technically, that father is a stranger.
Okay.
You can tell a child all day long that your dad name is Joe Blue. But if Joe Blue does not get active so that child can know him, that's just like forcing your child on a stranger.
Okay, but are you gonna still collect those child support payments? Or are you gonna go close to the case?
Collect child.
Because you know, like you said,
Okay,
you
but
say you're not gonna
that's
force
where-
the kid to go with daddy no more
See,
because the kid don't want to go, right? So are you gonna go down there and close that
That
case
is
as
correct.
well?
But this is what y'all have to understand about.
See,
Everybody
see?
is so downplaying child support. No. Y'all downplaying child support. But the mothers that's not able to afford healthcare
Healthcare.
insurance, they have to agree. Yes, you can proceed to put him on child support.
Yeah.
Y'all always saying the mother do child support, the mother. No, the government are
Yeah.
tired of these men
So
making
they
these babies.
forcing the mom to put them on child support, right?
Okay, they are.
So
that
you should be
that
forcing
child
that
can
kid to
keep
go
their
be with their
healthcare.
dad.
No, I'm not going to force my child. I didn't force you to lay down with me.
So let me come from
We
another
both was
angle.
grown,
Let-
and we
Let me come from another angle. you know, did you see at the beginning what research says how important it is for a father to be in a kid's life? Do you see that they're better socially, mentally? They're better in school, better behavior issues when there is their father is involved in their life. You did you see
I
that?
totally agree with that. I
Okay.
agree.
And-
The father needs to be present, but we cannot make a grown man be present if
Yeah.
that's not what he wants to do.
Yeah, and I think we're thinking of two
Yeah,
different
we're
things
thinking different, yeah.
because what I'm saying is a father want to be. I think you're speaking is that the father does not want to come. He's not coming around.
Okay.
Yeah, because you because
If
the
a
initial
father wants to
question.
be in their child's life,
Yes.
I don't know. I heard it earlier where people are saying you got to go to court. First and foremost, if you are on your child's birth certificate,
Mm-hmm.
you have the same rights as the mother. You can go to the daycare and pick up your child. Law enforcement, if the mother wants to be bitter and call the police,
Yeah.
if you that birth certificate is a legal document, that's why they have a notary there. Because can't nobody just sign a birth certificate. So if you go pick up your child and the mother is being bitter, long as you have that piece of paper showing that you're on there, the police cannot stand in unless you have a restraining order or you have a court order stating the mother is sole custodian.
So let me ask you this: if your baby, I'm assuming that should I assume that your child's father is not involved in the kids now, since you're passionate about your standpoint? Should I assume that?
And one of my child's, his father does not deal with him.
And if he was to show up at the daycare to pick up your child and he is on the birth certificate, like you said, how would you handle that? Even though he wasn't
Past
involved.
experience, yeah, I know. Let me tell you, past experience.
Uh-huh.
I would allow him to get his child.
Okay.
But if it's still normal business hours, I would take my ass to the court and go ahead and file a restraining order.
Why?
Listing myself and my child. Then we will go through the courts
Mhm.
and I will plead my case to the courts. Hey, I have no problem with him seeing his son, but he needs to establish a relationship. That's why a lot of these kids are getting hurt, going with their fathers or going with the mother, because women are sorry too. You have to establish a relationship with my child for me just to say, hey, you know what I'm saying? But I don't force my kids on anyone.
Okay. Well, listen, thank you for calling. I've got a couple of people trying to get in, so thank you for calling. Okay. Thank you for sharing your experience. Okay. Let's. I want to go back to the lady that called 3 or 4
I think they're
times.
more talking about our first initial statement. Why is the day not celebrated? And that's why they're
I don't
saying.
think, that's not. I
Nah.
didn't think that's not what she was on. She was on something.
I'm talking
different.
about as far as all the other.
Hello.
All right. You was calling a podcast. Give me your name and where you calling from.
Willie Treadway, Little Rock, Arkansas.
Yes,
Okay.
Will.
All right. Go ahead with your comment.
Yes, I'm coming on the father thing. Like I have a son, he's 19,
Okay.
and I've been in his life all of his life.
Yeah.
And his mother, she wasn't in it, she been in his life, but me and my mother raised him.
Talk about it.
Okay.
And when my baby mother had him, she had another person in her life for the boyfriend, but I still went over there and seen him, got him, picked him up on a respected level.
Mhm.
I believe it's a woman has a vendetta against a man that want to let it see his child. That's y'all child, regardless of what y'all affairs is. He still needs to see his child.
So you're saying
And
that
if
the
a man-
woman. So you're saying that the woman basically stopping you from seeing the child, basically being in her feelings. Is that? Am I understanding that?
That's
That
right.
does happen a lot.
Because and another thing, that ain't got nothing to do with the child. The best interest is the child.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if he's a deadbeat dad and don't want to come see his child, well, whenever he come around, she got to still instill in that child head that that's his father, regardless of what he's doing or what she don't like he's doing.
Right.
And then when the child get up to age and have knowledge of right and wrong or whatever, then he can determine do he want to have his father in his life.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you got so many mothers as well as daddies that tell the kids things about the father, about the mama that they can't understand,
Right.
and then it's negative in the child's mind.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's exactly what we're talking about. Women adding to the stereotype that black fathers are not being there. So that's exactly what we're talking about. I appreciate your call. Thank you for calling and sharing your experience. Okay.
All right, Level.
Well, all right. What's happening, buddy? Yacht?
Yeah, I'm all right, man.
Okay. All right. Appreciate your
All
call,
right.
man. All right. I got to get back to we're backdated on calls.
Yeah, that
Call
414
Marquez.
number was Marcia.
It's Marquez. It's Marquez.
Yes, sir.
Marquez TV. I know you got a comment for us, man. Come on with it. Come on with it.
Hey, check this out. First, this is where I believe that it starts at.
You got some feedback in the
starts-
background, Marquez. You got to turn whatever's in the background. We
Hold
get
on.
some-
Okay. First of all, is that good enough?
That's great.
Okay. First of all, I believe this is where it starts at.
Mhm.
When the woman and the man get together and they're kicking it, they're having fun and everything, and a lot of women, not all, but a lot of women will see that they like this guy
Mhm.
and they want to have a baby by him. A lot of them wants to tie him down, or they feel like they can tie him down by having this child by him.
Okay.
And they have not invested enough time in the relationship to know whether this guy wants to have a child by them and would be a good father. So when they get pregnant and they have the child, or even sometime before they have the child, the guy starts expressing that this is not what he signed up for.
Mhm.
Things become contentious at the least. And he expresses, I'm not, I don't want no child by you. I don't want to be with you. So then what she does is she gets angry and she gets bitter and she uses the child against him. She won't let him see the child. She calls the police on him. And what that does is that messes the brother up, because he might not have a criminal record. Let's say he doesn't have a criminal record, but then she calls the police on him. He might have bad communication skills when the police come, so he gets to screaming and hollering while the police is trying to talk to him.
Mhm.
Or the police could be just inflammatory off the top.
Right.
And then the police turn a situation into a bad situation, or he turns the situation into a bad situation because he lacks communication skills, or he just doesn't like the police because of some reason. Then he gets arrested. Then he gets a criminal record and he goes to jail.
Yeah.
Then now she's put him in the criminal justice system.
Yeah.
Now when he gets out, he can't get a job. In order for her to get on housing or any type of government assistance, whether it's SNAP, whether it's T, whether it's whatever, it is required that they put the father on child support.
Right.
Now, and then it becomes a big cluster mess, because now the courts are in their business.
Yeah.
But it goes, and then I was listening to the lady before, and Anthony P asked her, said, okay, so you believe this and that and that. So will you still take those, accept those child support payments? Yes, she's gonna still accept them child support payments.
Yes,
She's going to require those. They're not gonna deny that. They're not gonna say, well, you know what? Since he doesn't want to be in the child's life, I'm not gonna allow him to be in the child's life. That's on him, and we don't want his money. No, they're not gonna do that. So I mean, it's all I will say to. I'm 52 years old. I don't have any children. Now, I tried to have some when I was young, when I was 18 and 19 before I went to prison.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I didn't. And my heart goes out to both sides, whether it's the woman that has to raise the child by herself and the man that wants to be in the child's life, but has to run to them. I'm not gonna say them white folks, but I'll say to the court system, because sometimes these judges is black folks.
Yeah, we say them
So
white
it's
folks
not-
on the show.
Yeah,
You gotta go put them white folks in your business. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's sad. It is truly sad, man, when we as black folks cannot discipline, we cannot connect with the family as a whole like we used to do when we were growing up back in the 70s and in the 80s and everything.
Right.
And we have to go to the courts to get their approval
Yeah.
on when you can see your kids.
Yeah.
You have to call the police. You have to meet the mother in the parking lot of Harvest Foods or at the police department to exchange
The kid.
custody.
Yeah.
To
meeting
change the
place.
child.
Mhm.
And some of these kids are very, very observant.
Yeah, they
They'll
all
see
that.
this.
Yeah.
And they get to thinking this and they thinking that, and we wonder why our kids are acting out and everything.
Yeah.
It's sad
It
that
is.
the lack of communication amongst the grown-ups will be downplayed, and then the mother, she gets mad at him, at the father, and then she talks bad about him to the son. You just like your no good ass daddy.
Mhm.
He's sorry, you sorry.
Mhm.
You a punk. You this, you that. You need to do. And then, man, let me tell you something. I'm gonna say this. I'm gay, but there is no reason whatsoever a woman should be taking a boy and putting makeup on him and dressing him up and using that like the way I see a lot of women on social media do. I mean, I'm all for everyone being in their sexual, in our sexual realms and everything. But when I see these grown people forcing this or putting this on the child,
Mhm.
that's where my anger comes in.
Yeah, you should draw the line.
If, if a boy is feminine, if a girl is masculine, if they're growing into themselves and that's who they are, then that's fine. But don't try to put
Encourage them to be
this-
one way or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. That I mean, and I can say, and a lot of people get angry when you talk about that topic, but it has to draw a line at some of the stuff that we do and the way that we treat our kids. And then when we do it, we wonder why they get angry and they're like this and they go to school and get bullied and it becomes, it just becomes a situation that the child can't handle. And then some of them resort to unaliving themselves. And it's sad.
Yeah, it is. And Marquez, I got a lot of people coming in. I got to try to get in. I appreciate your comment, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah, y'all take care.
Okay.
And I like you and Tristan sitting there next to each other. Y'all look good sitting there next to each other.
Don't they know? Don't they know?
All right. Bye,
Y'all
Marquez.
take care. I love y'all, man.
Bye. Appreciate it. Hold on, I got one more. There's somebody called in. Let me go and answer. Okay. Unpacking the Baggage podcast. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hello?
Hey.
Look,
Look, homie, this is Trisha.
Hey, Trisha Morley, how you doing?
All right, Trisha.
I'm good. Hey, Trisha.
Okay.
Hey.
Come on with
Hey,
it. Come on with it,
Anthony.
Patricia. Come on with it. Come on with your comment, baby.
Okay. Look. So this is my deal.
Okay.
Okay. I was a fast ass teenager.
Okay.
I got pregnant at 15. All right. So I had to grow up early and take care of my child by myself.
Okay.
And the reason why I had to grow up is because I had those parents that made me do such. Okay.
Okay.
Now, once my child got 1, 2, the baby daddy was in them streets selling dope.
Handling his business.
Well, we know that a bullet ain't got a name on it, right?
Right. Okay.
He was hanging with some rough ones.
Okay.
So no, I wasn't gonna let my child be a victim or in harm's way.
Okay.
However, never kept him from his child. He decided not to be in his child's life. No, didn't want the dick. I don't even remember the dick. So that ain't got nothing to do with it. And my child is 37 years old. But what I'm saying is he never gave me anything. Did I put him on child support? Absolutely not. So see, I'm just one of those different type of baby mamas. I didn't talk bad about him. But however, I did have boyfriends that stepped up to the plate.
And,
now,
and we're going to talk about the stepdads too. That's the next thing we're going to. But go ahead and finish your comment.
He never called them daddy. He always called all of them by their name.
Mr. James.
He didn't get my child spermed on it. He didn't get disrespected.
Right.
He just decided not to be in my son's life. And when my son got of age, they had their own confrontation. And my son told him how he felt. He told him, you just spermed on him. My mama took care of me, and my papa taught me how to be a man.
Right. Okay.
I mean, it's just it. Bottom line. I mean, I'm not bitter. I wasn't bitter. I'm not bitter now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm raising one of our oldest granddaughters by myself.
Okay.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? So,
I appreciate your
I'm
comment.
an exception to the rule.
No, you are. You are
the
the exception to the rule. And I appreciate your comment, Patricia.
Okay.
Okay. You have a good one.
Thank
All
you.
right. Bye-bye. All right. Hold on. I got to get this one more comment before we go to our last, because I was telling people that I was going to call them back, and I do not want to not.
The 414 number's next.
That one's there?
That's next.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Here we go. Let's get this one in. And then we got some comments we got to catch up on. We're going to read your comment after this this caller.
Hello.
All right.
Hey,
Unpacking the
Marcia.
baggage. Oh, this Marcia? This Marcia?
It's me.
Marcia, come on with it. Come on with it. I know you're going to give us some tea. Come on with it. Come on with the heat. Come on with it.
Now we just gotta tell the truth. Now a lot of us, like Patricia said, she was fast and she was fucking young and she had a kid and she had to do what she had to do. A lot of us didn't even know the person we had a baby by. And so you cannot always blame that man. But fast forward to, I'm not going to force my children not to be around their dad. Now, if the dad is like physically abusing them or doing drugs or some shit around them, then yeah, I'm like, okay, you need to get your situation together. But I feel like kids need their dads, and I feel like a lot of mothers just want to ride with that shit. And I don't think that that's right, because you're actually hurting your children, because your children need to experience a man and that love. So I think that as long as they're not whooping their ass, doing drugs and shit in front of them, just have a conversation, have a family meeting. If your kids say they don't want to be around a daddy, take the time to ask them why, what happened, and have a family meeting with the father. But I'm not just gonna say, oh, you said you don't want to go, fuck, you ain't gotta go. Because guess what? When they badass say they don't want to go to school, you still make them go to school.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
So you can't do that. But it's a lot of good dads out here. I just hate that every Father's Day we spend so much time bashing men when it's a lot of deadbeat ass mamas out here that we don't talk about. A lot of hoes ain't raising their kids. The grandma.
A lot of who?
A lot of hoes.
That's what I
ain't
said.
Raising their kids. And it's okay. So we just have to be honest about it. I love the good daddies, and guess what? A lot of mothers don't make it easy for the children, for the dads to be in the children's lives. So y'all need to stop making it seem like, oh, all you gotta do is just tell the baby mama what to do. Y'all's a damn lie. Y'all know that shit don't work like that. a lot of men want to be there, but the women are making it hard. So, ladies, just be for real about the bullshit you be on, and let your kids go to that other side because you hurting your children. And I'm gonna go. I love y'all.
Thank you, Marcia.
Love you, boo.
I love y'all.
Bye bye. We love you too. Bye bye. All right, let's go ahead and call this last one. They keep calling in. This topic is hot. This is a hot topic. We're getting multiple calls. We got to get some comments read too. They keep calling in, won't even let us read the comments.
Hello.
All right, Unpacking the Baggage podcast. I'm calling you back. What's your name? Turn your TV or your whatever's in the background. Turn it down for me.
Oh, they from Helen. That's gonna be good.
Oh, listen to him talking. I'm from Helen. I'm so from Helen, but I stay in Bryan.
Yeah.
Okay, what is your
West
name?
Helen in the house.
Give us your name and tell your
A.
calling from Bryan.
Jones.
Go ahead with your comment.
A. Jones.
Okay, come on. With your
Yes, I think a lot of women could provide for a male child, but they cannot. I don't care what they do. They cannot make them into a man.
Okay, see what happened to me.
They have to. They have to. They have to have a male figure. I don't care what this woman think that she could do.
So
And
what I'm
then,
hearing you saying is
They're gonna be doing her.
no matter how much they're not providing for them, there's is still an important part of a kid's life, especially a boy, for that father to be involved in that kid's life.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Were you?
And, yeah,
did
and
you
then,
say anything
and
else?
then and then I also think that a lot of ladies actually be bitter because they're not in a relationship with that man.
Mm-hmm.
And the kids the kids actually get it's the kids the one is suffering because they're not together.
And I agree, and that's kind of what I was saying. Now we all know that there are a lot of situations where the dads are not there, right? Obviously, they're deadbeats.
Right.
But what I am saying to you is when the father is trying to be relevant, when they're trying to be involved, when they're trying to have a relationship with the kid, I think the mother should do everything in her power to cultivate that relationship and make sure that relationship is healthy. If he cannot provide financially for him, maybe he can, instead of you taking them to the daycare, maybe he can keep them so you don't have to pay daycare. He can do some things to save you some money. Hell, guys are getting food stamps too. Maybe he can go get some help and get a food stamps to the mother. Yeah. So there are a lot of things, a lot of creative ways that mothers can be to make sure that father is active in that kid life, because research says that your child is going to be a much better social, mental, and physical kid if he has involvement from his father. Thank you for calling.
Later, I'm gonna tell you this, but later I didn't see where kids eventually get mad at mom because mom done lied on daddy so much. And when they get not 9, 11, that's too young. But when they get a teenager and they see for themselves, let them see for themselves. Because eventually they will see it.
If you just let them see it.
And then if they see it and see, hey, mama been lying, they're gonna get mad at their mother.
Right. All right. Well,
and like I was saying, I'm the one that made the comment about if you don't whoop them, I'm so thankful for my whooping.
Right.
But if you don't whoop them, like I said, the popo will, and then they're gonna lie like he hung himself with a shoestring in the jail.
Thank you for calling.
I'm telling you, you got to lay that rod, or you don't want to spoil that child.
All right, thank you.
All right then.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
We thank you.
Trisha, you got a lot of comments. You got to get caught up on.
Tiffany Lee says a lot of people don't celebrate fathers because they don't know what it is to have a father for whatever reason. We have to stop the stigma in our community. Fathers needs to be a man you want your dad and daughter to date the man you want your son to be. I agree.
Foots is saying here.
Foot says, man, what the hell? Women are not trying to get pregnant off meeting a Negro. Jane Black says that may happen in some cases, but men trap women too.
That's what he's saying. Okay.
Tiffany Lee also says, don't nobody do that trapping anymore because see what it calls our parents.
Yeah,
we see what it calls our parents.
Yeah. L.S. Smith.
L.S. Smith says if a woman refuses child report payment, she's basically refusing health care and other benefits for the child because she has to agree to the child support. Foot says all shit. He can't speak on kids to have one. It's a lot of unseen facts that play a part in parenting and bringing kids in this world. Hold on, let me read that again because he's talking about me.
Okay.
Oh shit, he can't speak on kids till you have one. Oh, he talking about me.
How do you know he talking about you?
Cause I'm the only one that
It's
ain't
a
got
lot
no
of
kids on here.
unforeseen. It's a lot of unseen facts that play a part in parenting and bringing kids into this world. Don, are you talking about Tristan? I think he's thinking you are.
I think he's talking about the other guy that was on here.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah. He was talking about Zakellum.
Marquez.
Yeah.
Marquez. What is it? Replying to Marcia. Oh, Tiffany Lee is replying to Marcia. Exactly. The dumb ones who mama didn't teach them any better. They be having housing since banging in Little Rock.
Cassandra Allen is
Cassandra
replying
said,
to me.
she's replying to you. Ladies, please encourage these children to bond with their fathers. Fatherhood is equally important as motherhood. Children mentally need both parents in order to deal with peer pressures and that awaits them. I agree with that.
Yeah, we get
Pin
the
that
hand
comment.
claps for that. We're gonna hand clap. If I pin it, they won't be able to put the other note. You want me to do it?
You can't pin it on there. You got to pin it on your phone.
Okay. Go here. You want to put Marcia up there, even though she commented?
L.S. Smith says, replying to Marcia, she can't stop all the connections unless she refuses services for the child. Simply says she don't know who the father is if she's receiving any services.
Okay. Mark Earlham is replying back to him.
I don't have to have children to understand and have knowledge of this topic. I see many women and men who go through this. Sometimes it takes an outside individual looking in to call bullshit. I'm open-minded and I have no dog in the fight.
Okay.
I agree too. Reggie Long says that last lady was on point.
Yeah, and then let's just jump down here to this one.
Miss Jones says, I think he's talking about the other person.
Okay, so the last comment, thank you for all of the comments and the calls. Let's move over to the last topic that I think also gets overlooked, and that is stepdaddies, right? When the father decides not to be, or for whatever reason, the father can be in the children's life. When you date someone and they have kids, okay, they're called a stepdaddy. Let's break this down. Tristan, read the role of the family of stepfathers.
Okay, here's a more detailed look at stepfathers. Rose,
I'll tell them. Hold on a second.
Roles in the family. Stepfathers can have a wide range of roles, from being a primary caregiver to the supportive figure of or a friend. Some stepfathers actively participate in their stepchildren's lives, taking on responsibilities similar to the biological fathers.
Okay, is this Foots?
What's up with it now?
I knew it was you, Foots.
Yeah,
I knew it was you. I think you. Come on. I'm gonna let you. Come on. I'm gonna let you go back and comment on it. Come on, Foots.
You know, like it's so much unforeseen things that come with having a child. You know, you might feel like, you know, you got everything mapped out. You casting over. You can deal with women. You might feel like, you know how things supposed to go as traditionally because you was raised in a 2-parent household.
Mm-hmm.
But once you have a kid, so many emotions, not just on the male end, but the female end, that it's easy for somebody who don't have kids to be able to say, hey, this is how it's supposed to go. This is the righteous way to do it. And it's totally different. I had to find that out for myself. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And because I had one kid and I was placed on child support, you know, the first week type stuff. And there's no shade in that because we still figuring it out and we getting through it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I understand now. You know, my daddy, rest in peace. He was a very, very good father in my household, and I know probably outside of my household, he was probably different in the aspect of my siblings at first and their mothers,
and
I see why now.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Because the man had to protect his household first,
right?
And,
right.
You know, a happy house, happy spouse leads to a happy life, and women play a big part of men not being in their child's life, whether that's the and it's not just dealing with the man, it's dealing with his relationship that he go on to have. Yes, people will say, oh no, that's just cap or whatnot, but you have another woman doing more for your kid than what you doing in some cases, it's going to be some backlash, are able to provide and do or replace you. Women just have that jealousy in some cases,
Yeah. Now, Foots, I got about 30 seconds. I need you to wrap it up in 30 seconds. Gotta go on. I took your call because I know that we're
But
talking about it.
needless to say, it's easy for anybody to speak on a child that they ain't father or mother in a situation until they get into that situation and see the unseen things, like girl, they might not want to see nobody around their kids.
Got it.
Just out of spite to you.
Yeah.
Got it. Appreciate you for calling, Foots. I appreciate you, homie.
All right.
Okay. All right. So moving on to the next deal, stepdads. We talked about stepfathers. Here's a comment that Tiffany is talking about stepfathers.
Stepfathers either become the father that stepped up or the bonus dad. Either way, the kids don't call them stepdad; they call them dad.
Okay.
Chris Scott says stepfathers are just important as fathers. Also, it is important that fathers and stepfathers have a great relationship for the kids' sake.
100%. Now, let me just tell you, ladies, I think if you are a stepfather, I think ultimately your job is harder than a father, right? Stepfathers don't get a lot of the benefits. They don't get a lot of the accolades. When you date women that have kids, oftentimes they're financially responsible for these kids. They do just as much as fathers do. They're picking up, they're attending games, they're dropping off at school. If you're in the house, let's say you are in the house, you are molding, when the real father is not there, the mold. A lot of the stepfathers are doing the molding. If the kid does not have a relationship with his real dad and the stepfather's there, they're molding and, they're looking at the stepfather as being an example. So I think some of the stepfathers have a harder job than the fathers because you gain relationship with these kids. And let's say hypothetically, you break up with the mother and now you've gained a relationship. Oftentimes they take the kids away from you. So you have created a bond. You've created a bond with some kids that are not biologically yours, but you've taken care of them if they are yours. Then you break up, the mother break up with you. You break up with the mother for some odd reason. And you don't see those kids anymore. So you gain attachments to those kids. And oftentimes you do not get the benefit. The stepfathers are really the heroes. People that are stepping in and taking care of other men's responsibility. We need to say that. Oftentimes, if I'm a stepfather and I'm dating a woman that has children, then I'm taking care of somebody else's responsibility only because of my love for that mother. So stepfathers really have it hard. You got some comments here, Tristan?
Sheena Scott says, replying to who's she replying to?
Replying to
she's replying to herself. But kids really take on an attitude that mom have towards the father.
I totally agree with that. If the mother is feeling and have a great relationship with the kid, a lot of times she's going to interject and encourage the kids to have a great relationship and a great respect for the father. Do you agree with that, P? If the mother's in good with the kids, then not oftentimes the kids are going to often take on what they hear every day in the house. If they hear the mother saying great things about the father, they will think great kids. Go ahead and read your comment.
Maisha says, sorry, I'm like, but my younger kid's dad helped me raise my older kids, even when he and I don't see eye to eye, and he's always been there for all my children. He's been 100% responsible, and I do feel blessed. My kids and are blessed to have him. He stepped.
Big ups for him. You got another comment that you need to read? This one right here, Tristan.
Reggie says, when a man says I do to a lady, he says your children are his children.
Yes,
a
Reggie,
man can either co-parent with his biological father or just love the kids as there is his own without the father. And his role is to mentor the child on the right path.
I totally agree with that. Do you got something? You got something else?
I can't speak. I ain't got no kids. Let me shut up. Even though I was that kid.
Well, yeah,
but
and I think you have a kid that you was raising. Was that who?
My brother's son.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you
for
were
about a year.
Where was he locked up?
Yes, he's in the federal penitentiary.
Okay. Zakrellum has another comment.
Shit, I'm not raising no other dude's kids. The first time they yell, "You not my daddy,"
Say
you
that.
can't tell me what to do.
Say
I'm gone. I pay
Say
the bills
that.
and buy the food. I will not be disrespected.
Say
My friend said he ain't raising nobody else kid.
I felt that.
Say that.
Go ahead.
Sheena Scott says, "I'm looking for a good daddy." Shit, me too.
She said she looking for what?
I'm looking for a good daddy.
Stop it, Tristan.
Okay, I'm gonna be good.
The moral of the story is there are a lot of great dads that are really wanting to be involved in the kid's life. And I guess what we're trying to say is on Father's Day, what's wrong with Father's Day is there's too many women that are not allowing the fathers that want to be involved to be involved.
Hey,
you were trying to add to that?
Yeah, because to Anthony P. Baby Mama, hey, let my homeboy see his kids before we have to come see about you. Because if you got my homeboy over here mad,
yeah,
he ain't even telling jokes like he used to.
Now, we do understand that there are some fathers that are deadbeats, right? There are some fathers that don't want to be involved. But there are also equally amount of fathers that are really trying to have a great relationship. And sometimes women get into their feelings for whatever reason they are, whether it be they've moved on, whether it be they've with somebody else, whether it be they lied to you, all of those things, they honestly see that they're trying to be involved. So what we're asking and what we're saying is, ladies, if these guys want to be involved in these kids' life, you ought to find a way to let these fathers be active in these kids' life. And that's just the moral of the story. Y'all want to add anything else before we go on to Jayla with the T?
No.
You gonna read those comments before we get out of here?
Juice, I think we already said that. Let me see.
We haven't read that yet.
Okay. My oldest son started looking like his stepdad.
Damn.
It was
That motherfucker, he might need to get him a goddamn test.
it was a lawyer in Helen. He used to say, you feed them long enough, you will look like you.
And that's true.
That is true. That's very true. Maisha says, I definitely agree. It's so many bitter women, and women cannot be the father.
Correct.
Monique says he know why he quiet. Ooh.
Who that, Monique?
You know why you quiet?
Oh, I mean, this Monique, all the time, I don't have to be funny. You know, a lot of times we talk about stuff on here that, you know, some people be trying to listen to get.
I could tell it's really getting to him, though.
No, that's don't have nothing to do with me.
It's okay.
And so I
We're
try
going to
to
cancel you after
I
this.
try to let y'all talk so the people can understand what's what.
Because you don't let nobody talk.
Yeah, I mean, I don't got to be telling jokes.
Read your last comment, Tristan.
Aisha says, I saw 60 Women Mother's Day basket and 18 Father's Day baskets.
So Mrs. Land, you sold 60 Mother's Day basket and only 18 Father's Day basket.
Damn.
Wow. That's it.
That's
and then the last comment there.
You know, P.
Monique,
She know a little something.
She know me.
I'm gonna call her.
Damn.
I'm gonna call her and get the tea.
Yeah.
Damn.
What?
Call her, get the tea.
Jayla, how you been doing? How you been doing, baby girl?
What's up, y'all? How are
Hey,
you?
Jayla.
Long time.
You got some tea for us?
Long time no see. Tristan say you got some tea.
For us?
I do got a little bit of tea, not too
Okay.
much, but a little bit.
Okay.
All right, let's get your drop on and then we'll go to the Jayla with the tea.
Cut her up.
Here we go. Here we go.
Get started by the jealous people and
Breaking news right there. ABC News has just confirmed that Sean Diddy Combs was arrested tonight.
What's the tea? These days I'm courtside with a mascot.
You want the tea, bitch?
Get your motherfucking tea ready.
I don't stir the pot, but I will spill the tea. This is Shayla with the tea.
All right, Jayla, we hadn't heard from you in almost 2 weeks. I'm so glad to see you with Jayla with the tea. What you got going on this
Did y'all
week,
hear
baby?
that? She said she don't stir the pot. She get the tea. I like that.
Give the tea. Yes, yes.
That's yes.
Man, we need to get us a goddamn.
You
intro
need
or
to
something.
have that playing more often. They need to say that more than once. She don't stir the pot. She just give the tea, and that's
Yes.
we ain't got to say nothing else.
That's it. That's all.
That's
we don't
it.
do all that pot staring. We just give the tea, okay? While
We
it's
just get
hot.
a tea. We do what is asked. Okay.
Okay. Go ahead. What you got this week, Jayla? You know Tristan on some other shit. Go ahead.
I know. We're going to actually
get to you, Tristan. I ain't forgot about
Oh,
you.
what?
Yeah.
We finna get wait. You said she was cool.
Talk about that shit.
See, we're gonna have to get her app out of here.
I'm gonna give you a platform. I'm gonna give you a platform.
Cause wait a
for
minute.
your tea. I'm gonna give you a platform for your tea. I ain't gonna stare the pot without you allowing you to share your own tea. How about that?
Okay.
You know
I got
what?
some tea. What? Oh well, Lord, I wondered what this could be. So much stuff had happened this week, last week.
Yeah. Okay. First, we are going to start it off on a serious note. Again, if you haven't been keeping up with the YouTube podcast, and them covering, but Jade Love's situation with B Level and his family, with her homegoing celebration happening yesterday. So definitely just want to keep B Level and his family and Jade Love's family in our prayers, given her recent situation.
So sad.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was I know you guys were, with me, and I got several texts with what's going on. Yesterday we buried Jade, and it has been really, really, really an emotional 2 weeks from the time she came up missing to when we found her, to then taking a whole week to bury her. So we actually had that funeral, and I want to say again, thank you to everybody who shared it. Again, I think the parents read a thank you letter on here, and just thank you to everybody that brought food yesterday and really, really was with our family. Thank you to my family. Now it becomes our new normal and our healing. So now we start the healing process. But thank y'all. But yes, we did bury Jade yesterday.
So for sure, definitely keeping you and your family in our prayers and thoughts. Yeah.
She got me
But now-
sweating. The hair off.
Don't sweat. Okay, so this is actually shining light on how things can go on in our community and it be wrong communication. But I do want to give you the platform. If you haven't heard about our very own Tristan, that was arrested.
Talk about it.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me
I don't think Anthony knew. Anthony, did you know that?
Oh my God. I just said you were gonna tell Anthony.
Shut the fuck up. Let me see. And this shit say breaking or entering. Death of property. Goddamn, nigga, fuck you still.
Tristan, Anthony, hold up. Tristan, this is your time. Your time only. Speak your truth. Let the people know what actually happened.
Yes.
What the fuck you steal?
I ain't stealing no pussy. They giving it out for free.
What you steal then?
Y'all see how many kids y'all got. But anywho's, Tuesday was it Tuesday? Okay, my birthday was Friday of last week. So that Tuesday it would make it what? June 2nd or it was June 2nd. I had a knock at my door at like 11 or 12 that night. It was the Little Rock Police Department. It was about 4 police cars and an undercover car. So they knocked on my door. And the Jay situation been going on and stuff like that. So I didn't know what it was. I watch a lot of movies. I'm thinking they're telling me somebody's passed away. So he was like, everything's all right. No one's passed away. He was just like, you got a warrant. I said, no, I went to court for that speeding ticket, last month. They was like, no, this is not a speeding ticket. This is more serious than a speeding ticket. I'm like, what's going on? I was like, my first initial thought was, everybody knows April Fools. I pranked B Level and the whole podcast with the old news reporter. Basically told them I had went to jail for fighting another stylist. Everybody believed it. So I'm thinking it was their get back, because I'm laughing. I'm like, this
So
is.
you thought I was playing a game on you?
Yes, but once they finally told me the charge. They was like, you have a warrant for breaking and entering and theft of property. The classic. I busted out laughing. Yeah, this is B Level. This is B Level because I said fighting or felony stealing. They was like, no,
that's what you.
They
do.
was fighting.
Yeah.
They was like stealing. I said, no, you're playing. So I'm thinking this is B Level and everybody playing with me. My birthday's in like a couple of days, so I'm pranking him. So he was like, can you go grab some shoes? Because mind you, I'm in my boxers and I'm in like some socks. He's like, can you put some shoes on and a shirt?
Yeah, they ain't
and I'm like,
shit.
no. I said, it's a prank. So he was like, no, you really gonna have to cut with me. So I'm still thinking it's a prank because he's never, normally when you get arrested or someone comes to your house or whatever case may be, they read you your Miranda rights. He never read me my rights or anything. Hey, you're under arrest for murder. You're under arrest for this, and this, and that. He never said that. He was like, you're going to have to come with me. So I'm still thinking it's a prank. So I said, well, give me a minute. I'm going. He was nice. So I'm thinking it's still a prank. I went in and got my little shoes. I wasn't matching my shirt, my top and everything. I had a hair show Sunday, so I have a braid down and a bonnet on. So I go with him. So I'm not thinking nothing else. So as we get close to the car, he was like, do you need to do anything? I said, can I call I said, can I get a phone call or can I get my phone? He was like, no, you don't need anything. You're just going to go with us. I was like, oof, is somebody trying to propose or like, what is going on? Like, like at this point, what's going on? So like, I'm seeing the cars down my street and you have other people flashing their light in my window, the other police officer. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
This ain't no prank.
So so he's like, I'm gonna just give you more information. So at this point, I'm like, okay, this is some serious shit. So he actually put me in the handcuffs when we was walking to the door. And they normally don't do that. They put you in the handcuffs and then they take you to the car. So as I'm walking, he putting the handcuffs on me. I'm not resisting or anything. He was like, he basically was telling me, hey, you're not giving me any problems. This is gonna be easy. He's like, I've never had any people with these charges. Never gave. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. You're not a problem, so I'm just gonna slide you in here, and I'm trying to get as much information as I can for you. Right. So I'm like, okay, I'm sitting in the back of the police office. He shut the door, and he like the windows up, no air. I'm like, So I'm getting claustrophobic. So I'm like, this seemed a little bit too real. Does the cuffs seem a little tighter? So I'm like, sir, so what are they saying I stole? He's like, I don't know. I was like, this looking serious. I have a 16-year-old in there. Can I call my mom to let her know what's going on?
What you doing with a 16-year-old?
Can I call my mom and let her know? My sister lives with me. So she's like, no, she's old enough to take care of herself. I'm like, he's like, she's old enough to take care of herself. She's over the limit. I'm like, the age limit. So I'm like, can I get my phone? He's like, I'll go in there and get your phone. He's like, do you know where this is? I don't. So he went in my house for about 10 minutes. He ended up.
So you end up going to jail. Go to that.
Yeah, okay.
So when you get to jail,
I go to jail. So on the way to the jail, it's seeming for real because we passing the old Angie's. We finna go in the back of the Roosevelt. I said, Carter, tell me something right now before we go in this guy. He was like, basically something about Walmart and you're going to steal some iPads, iPhones, or something like that on May 17th. I said, wasn't I in Dallas? I said, no, y'all got the wrong guy. Y'all got to let me up out of here. So I get in, I go book. Mind you, everybody knows me. I'm a socialite in Little Rock. I go in, they were like, Tristan, you done fought that boy that you was on that podcast with. And they got to looking, everybody running to their computer. The sheriff, they was like, theft of property. So everybody's looking as confused as I am. Like even the prisoners.
You don't do no stealing.
Yeah.
Stealing ain't your MO.
If you know me, been knowing me from here, me being in Little Rock, everybody knows I do not steal. I'm a stand-up guy. Yeah. Fighting, that's something else. So they was like, they was singling me out. They even left the phone on for me for like, I was calling B-Level. I called B-Level, called him about 12 times.
It was about 1:30 in the morning. And I was looking at my phone. I didn't answer it at first, but I'm thinking it was a 1-800 number. I'm like, I know ain't no bill collector calling me at no 1:30. So I answered. It was Tristan. I'm in jail. I'm like, Tristan, quit fucking playing. So I'm gonna hang up because Tristan them pranked me the first time. So I'm gonna hang up. I said, Tristan, I ain't got time for you motherfucking playing. I'm gonna hang up the phone. No, I'm for real. I said, Tristan, quit playing. It's too
I
early.
called everybody. I called my best friend. I called my mom. They was like, this is crazy. They said, steal it. I said, this is crazy. So listen, it's about 2-3 in the morning. So they're really showing me favor in the jail. Like, no, everybody knows me. It was only one white guy that gave me issues. You know what I'm saying? But like,
but listen, I want to cut through this because tell them why when you got out, what you were most. So they OR'd him the next day.
They actually everybody was in there confused. So they actually got me on the dockets for the next morning. Right. And mind you, I was in jail for hours. Didn't even go to sleep. No detective came and talked to me, said, hey, you did this. We got pictures of you. None of that happened. So the next morning, I don't know how it worked because I don't do I don't go to jail. So I went to court at the jailhouse around 9:00. So the lady was like, he said, it was like, you don't have no history. And it's the first time you don't have no past prints or anything. They was like, guilty. They was like, basically guilty, this non-guilty, OR him out and get him out of here. Yeah. So by the time I made it back to the cell, my face had already been plastered all over the internet.
So, and last but not least, before we go into the next story, would you tell P what you were so mad about?
Oh, when I was so
Listen
mad
to this,
because
P.
I did not know when you go to jail, you're supposed to wear white underwear. Why did they give me why did they give me paper panties?
You should be used to that shit. No, you should be used to that.
No, I need
Listen,
something bigger
let
than
me tell you,
panties.
goddammit, if you do any type of criminal activity, everybody know wear white socks, white drawers, white t-shirt. That way.
But let me tell you, I finally
Don't
yesterday,
everybody
2 days
know
ago. 2 days ago, I finally got the
Not you.
affidavit.
They'll probably let you keep your shit.
2 days ago, I finally got the affidavit back from basically the whatever went on. So basically, somebody went in Walmart on May 17th. Went to the deli, got some food. Didn't pay for the stuff at the deli.
Yeah.
Went to the electronics department in Walmart. A attendant left some iPads, some Straight Talk phones, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
On the ledge or whatever. The guy in the video took a bag, a black backpack,
Yeah.
and put the
And just
contents in
walked
his
out.
bag and just walked out. I don't know if it's 2 days or a couple of days or whatever. Whoever did the investigation, the police that came and did the investigation,
Yeah.
or whatever the case be, I don't want to say too much, but I'm not gonna say who it is. But a person basically said that, hey, that's Tristan Hobbs, and also
And I
want
seen the affidavit, so it is an affidavit.
I also want to remain anonymous. I don't want, because we have the same friends and we run in the same circle. That's
And
what it
now
was.
you're not going to tell where you work.
I don't really want to say who they work for. You know, I don't want to say exactly who it is.
So Tristan taking a long way home. Long and short of it, somebody identified him. Somebody walked out.
They did not
Walmart.
identify me.
Well, they said they saw you.
They said it was me.
And you were out of town. It was not
They
you.
looked at the video,
and so they got a warrant for you.
Yes.
Came and picked you up at the house.
At the house, based on what somebody
Based
has,
on somebody
based
else
on
is saying.
somebody saying, "Hey, that's Tristan Hobbs." But it, I don't want to say everything, but I ended up seeing the video. I'm not gonna say who I seen it from. It was not. It's not me because I know it's not me. I wasn't there. I don't even shop at Walmart.
Do you know
I have
two
a
eyes
personal.
and
I have a
nose
personal
like you?
shop. I have the luxury to have a personal
The
shopper.
person have 2 eyes and a nose like you.
No, he did have a similar build, but as far as he's way darker than me.
Was he switching? Was he switching?
Did you know?
No, he doesn't have the same mannerism or anything as
He
me.
wasn't switching the
It's
shit.
not. It's probably not even a gay guy. So if that's what you're saying.
No, I
So,
was just asking, was he switching? You know
no,
how
he
you-
All
wasn't.
right, we
I
got to
don't
go
switch
on to the
either.
next story. So, what the moral of the story is? Tristan was able to see the video. You were not able to identify this person, though, right, Tristan?
No, I don't know who it is.
Okay, all right. But that person that said it was you, you know who that is.
No, I don't. I still don't know who it is.
I thought you told me you know.
No, I don't know who it is.
You know their name.
No, I don't. I don't.
It's in the police report.
That's not the person.
They lying on him.
That's not the
police
person. That
lying
was
on
just one of the.
Tristan.
That was just one of the person that was there.
Okay.
The other person that was there wants to remain anonymous.
Okay.
Which is
All
kind
right,
of.
we coming for you. We coming for you.
So
when we
which
find
makes
out.
which makes it kind of real weird because of their role as what their job is. It kind of makes it a little personal
Yeah.
towards me. So it's like a personal attack towards me.
So you got your lawyer already?
Yes.
The council say send it to him. But so we coming for you when we find out who you are.
Yes.
Jayla, we interrupted your news. We did this long story, but Tristan
No.
got arrested then.
But
Yes,
no, I
I'm
wanted
definitely
Tristan to have
innocent.
his platform to explain his situation. Like it was only
Yeah.
fair. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I
See your
still
homegirl
want-
looking out for
Thank
you,
you.
Tristan.
You about the only one.
You wasting time. Your ass need to be on the run, nigga. I'm tell you, nigga, run.
He gets on my
Don't
nerves.
be on the
Run,
run.
motherfucker, run.
Okay, what you got
You
next,
got
Jayla?
Up next, we are going to go over to the BET Awards. So, if you didn't know, the BET Awards for 2025 happened on Monday, but there was a little bit of controversy with the BET Awards with who won the Women's Sportswoman, which was Angel Reese, the basketball player. But it looks like there was a Carissa Shields. She's a
boxer.
Boxer, yes. I don't know why I
Female
took a
boxer.
second, but she's female boxer, but she currently is dating Papoose. Did I say it
Yes.
Papoose.
Yes.
Yes.
Papoose, you know, and they have their own controversy going on with Remy Ma. But her tweet said basically, still don't know why I didn't win the Sportswoman of the Year for the at BET Awards, but congratulations to Angel Reese and all the other nominees. I just thought accolades mattered. But let me go ahead and make up for missing 2 days of grinding at the gym, this, all of that. She wanted to say that tweet. But she further, I guess, after getting some feedback, like, why are you hating on Angel Reese? She went into another tweet saying, ain't nobody saying Angel Reese don't have accolades or she not good. I just thought the person with the most accolades Anna Koppelman would win the award. I'm Team Angel Reese. Now, if you don't also know, Angel Reese has been in a lot of controversy with her sportsmanlike behavior on the basketball court. But what do y'all kind of feel like? That I was going to tell you some of the nominees that they had. So, of course, you had Angel Reese, you had Carissa Shields, you had Coco Gauff, a tennis player, Juju Watkins, a basketball player, Simone Biles, of course, the Olympic gymnast, Sha'Carri Richardson, which is an Olympic runner, Asia Wilson, another basketball player, and then Dawn Stanley, of course, who we know is a basketball coach. So,
and I just think that, you know, the BET Awards, Athletes of the Year, should be based off accolades, awards. I think Angel Reese is great, but I don't think that she should have gotten the award. I do believe that Clarissa Shields is the most awarded fighter. She's accomplished more than any female boxer has. So I agree with her. And oftentimes when people disagree with people, they say you hating. So because I said that I deserve the award, then it's been pinned. They're pinning Clarissa Shields against Angel Reese. I ain't hating on Angel Reese. I'm just saying that if it's about awards, which the Athlete of the Year award should be off awards and things that you accomplish, Angel Reese has not got. I mean, obviously she's in the WNBA and obviously she did the college thing, but I don't know that I agree with her being Athlete of the Year. I don't know that I wouldn't have chosen to be Athlete of the Year.
Angel Reese?
Angel Reese, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I think she's popular and she got motion, but she has not gotten enough awards.
And Clarissa, you're not getting it
accolades.
either, just because you go with Papoose.
Well, Carissa got all of the belts, so she is very decorated. She's got, you know, she on her shit. So I agree with that. But go ahead.
But we got to think that like the BET Awards is a popularity award. Let's be honest. It's the voters. It's like regular normal day people. It's not like they have a selective group like the Grammys that are like people with acquired taste that are making these votes. So at the end of the day, it was always going to be a popularity award, not an accolade award. So I think
on the BET Awards, they let people vote. So how do they get the award? So the actual public gets to vote?
Yeah, the public votes for
it's
the BET
online.
Awards. Yeah.
I didn't know that. That. Okay. That makes a lot of sense why she got it then.
Yeah.
Yep.
And a next topic that I have that kind of is also a little bit on the serious topics. I don't know if everyone's been keeping up with it, but there has been a lot of riots going on in LA currently. A lot of that is due because of immigration raids that's being conducted by ICE. So that kind of sparked a lot of controversy because it was taking a lot of immigrants out and then taking them from their workforce places, work job places, which I know there is a lot of controversy with that as well, with ICE taking people from their jobs. So the situation kind of got very out of hand in LA. So President Trump actually deployed the National Guard troops and Marines to protect federal property and personnel. Now, the protests have got really out of hand, where it has led to like over 500 arrests, injuries, and to like nearly some of the police involved, even the people out there protesting. And so it actually kind of jump-started a second protest that actually Little Rock participated in with the No Kings protest, which is basically going into more people speaking out against President Trump, feeling like he is leading our country as a dictatorship instead of democracy. And so that's a little bit of, if you haven't seen it, what's been going on in the national news is usually every day in the morning. That's what they're talking about, is the riots going on in LA.
And I know that they did protest in Little Rock, and I failed to put the the Little Rock video in, but I do have some national stuff that I'm going to put in a couple of pictures as well. Here's some of the national stuff.
That ain't Little Rock.
No, that's not Little Rock. That's in LA.
We peaceful down here. You don't know no shit.
Here's also some of the pictures of the national riots that went. Let me go back and put that back up. Let me go ahead and put that back up so you guys can see that. Yeah, here is some of the riots, the photos from some of the national riots. I do know, Anthony, you were talking about the Little Rock. They were very peaceful,
Yeah,
right?
what about peaceful? We ain't burning up shit. We ain't burning no police cars. We ain't busting no windows to no neighborhood businesses. None of that, you know. I mean, on that aspect, you know, with the riots, man, I don't agree with the ones that are here illegally. That's you know, out there doing whatever. But the ones that's here illegally and they came over here the right way, they shouldn't be targeted at all. But I just my opinion is, if your country did you so bad and you came over here illegally, why are you waving their flag over here? You know, if you're proud to be an American, you want to be over here, you should be waving the United States flag.
Right.
You know, I mean, we the only country that allow other people to wave their country flag in this country. You can't do that in no other country.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a blood, you ain't gonna allow no ex-Crip to wave his flag in your set.
Right.
You know?
Right. Right.
I'm just saying, you know, just what it's called, common sense.
And I know I haven't been following that. Jayla had to bring me up to speed on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Trump is out of. Trump is,
I would say this about Trump on that. I mean, I understand the protests. I understand people saying he must go right now, but he did run on that. He did say he was going to do that during the time he was running to be president.
so he's only carrying out what he
So
said
he's
he was
only
going to
carrying
do.
out what he said he was going to do. What they call it, promises made, promises kept. So the people that's protesting, I feel like, you know, when it's time to vote again, y'all need to show up like y'all showing up right now and vote.
That's it.
You know, if you ain't gonna vote, you shouldn't be allowed to protest. If you ain't a registered voter, you shouldn't be allowed to protest.
I heard
I get it. I totally agree with that, Anthony. That's a great point. That is a great point. All right, Jayla, what's your last story?
No, that's it. That's all my
Okay.
story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you the other thing, Jayla, I don't know if you reported on it. Y'all know that Kanye West showed up at P. Diddy's trial.
Oh, yes, I did have that one. My bad. I
Yeah.
forgot about that. Yes.
Yeah, I got some video of him coming out now, and I'll tell you what the rumor they said happened. Here's some video of him leaving.
What
the
brings
trial.
you here today? Are you an iconic rapper? I'm trying to. Hey, don't put your hands on me. Know what talking about? Are you into freak offs?
Now, supposedly he was trying to get in. They have a main courtroom, and then they have some media overflow courtroom. And supposedly he was mad because he could not get in the main courtroom with the family. I think that P. Diddy has to supply a list of people that he wants to be into the main courtroom. And because he was not on that list, they put him in an overflow room. Or obviously he didn't stay long. He stayed there 15 minutes and then he left. But here's my other thing is, where are all of these celebrities that was in these damn freak offs? Like, why are they not supporting? Why are none of them showing up to support P. Diddy? All of the people that he's made millionaires, and all of the artists, the 112 and all of the artists, the ushers and the people, the Mary J. Blige, are they one to disassociate themselves with him now since he been charged with this? Like, where are all these people at?
100%. I think that they're 100% scared of the backlash that they're going to get with supporting him, because the odds is not like the support is not in his favor right now for people. So there, you got to think. If I was like their marketing person or their manager, I would tell you. I mean, you can support him privately, but you're not going to support him publicly, because that's not going to be good for your social media, your clout, what you got going on as an artist.
Well, I mean, it's a little bit different, Jayla, because we know about those people that were at the freak off. So you not showing up at the courthouse doesn't mean that you're saying that he's guilty or that you're condoning his behavior. It's showing your support as a friend. Like, if let's say I'm charged with some crazy crime like murder.
Now, say sex trafficking, like flying, like P. Diddy flying bitches out. You know,
and so, okay, sex trafficking, which I don't agree that he's sex trafficking. I just personally don't believe. I believe that it is a ploy. Charging him with sex trafficking, it is a plot to exploit all of our black men when they get to. Because if you really stop and think about it, Pete, you and I said we didn't flew a woman in and then had sex. Did we sex traffic?
They flew me out and shit. Yeah,
so somebody sex trafficked you then. Somebody sex trafficked you.
That's what I'm saying.
So this is what I'm saying. That's why I don't believe that he's guilty of sex trafficking. But let's say I was charged with sex trafficking. P, would you not support me and show up and say, whatever he's innocent until if I say I'm not guilty.
Oh hell yeah! As long as I wasn't with you when we flew out them days, hell yeah.
But this is my point. If I tell you, P, if I say Anthony, if I say Jayla, I'm not guilty. They're charging me with something that I'm not guilty of. So y'all being my friend, y'all wouldn't show up and support until I was found guilty.
I'm gonna find out the facts for you. I'm gonna go get the girl. I'm gonna go do kind of like a private investigator and get the facts for the court to help your lawyer and shit get you off this deal, because I know you didn't sex traffic that girl. That girl was all in your face after the concert because you were B-level. She wanted to come home with your ass. She wanted to ride the Benz. Sitting on level seats and shit. So I ain't gonna let you go out like that. I'm gonna tell the truth, man. I'm just saying.
I feel like on the flip side, that was never his real friends, though. Let's be honest. Like, his family has been there, and those that really care are supporting for him in the court and, staying in the side room. But all those other celebrities, it was always a transaction, a business.
Yeah. Oh, man, and that's so crazy, Jayla, because all of the people careers that he helped, right? He is responsible for a lot of these career that took off, and he jumped on her, right? He was physically violent to her, and
that's not what he charged.
That's not what he's charged with. That's not. He's racketeering, saying that he coerced everybody. He made everybody cooperate with them, and he used this money and power. That's what racketeering is. He used this money and power to force them to do something, and told them if they didn't do what he asked them to do, that there would be consequences. So that's the thing that has the most weight to it. If he get found guilty of sex trafficking, that doesn't carry a lengthy punishment. But if he gets found guilty of racketeering, he could do a lot of time. Pete, do you think he's going to be found guilty, or do you think he's going to get off?
I don't know. Now I do know if he do get found guilty, he's still going to get off.
What do you mean by that?
Trump going to pardon him.
That's what they're saying. Jayla, do you think he's going to be found guilty of these charges?
I think so, and I don't think it's because it's something that because I believe it or anything like that. I don't think the odds are in his favor, and just how what's being told to the jury. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
because I had to participate on a jury before, and I never would do that again.
But I feel like too, though, we gotta stop letting them put our own people up against each other. We he did it. Look how he did. Cast this. We gotta look at the facts. That's not what he's being charged with. It's not against the law to be a horrible boyfriend. It's not against the law to pay a girl bills, and she feel guilty for doing these things. She feel like she's supposed to do these things because I pay her bill. That's not against the law.
Thank you, Patricia. Patricia says she will show up for me. Thank you. And that's what I'm saying. Like Patricia saying, if I went to court, she'd show up for her homie.
Make sure y'all be at my court date.
Yeah.
We need to find who your pastor. You need to help join somebody at church, goddamn, for your court date, so we can get your pastor to speak on your character.
Well, it seems I ain't gonna lie, the whole community already spoke on my character, but however, I will update y'all. I don't want to say too much. When the lawyer give me more details and say that I can say it publicly, I will need y'all help too.
And we 100% sure know that you are not guilty of this crime.
Don't be telling us this
so
shit
more
now.
Information that I get,
like
I definitely will be giving you more updates as it goes on.
What you say, Pete?
I trust and believe what the fuck you saying, goddamn. But don't be doing us like P. Diddy did. P. Diddy, he was on I didn't do shit. She lied. Then when that damn tape came out, he was, I was in a fucked up place in my life. And we don't want no fucked up place in your life.
No, I'm a real ass, gay or not, I'm a real ass dude. If I did something, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna stand on what I do. I don't do anything that I don't stand on.
Patricia Moreland says she'll do it for you as well, Tristan.
Thank you.
Let me get one of my iPads.
What iPads? You can't get me. What iPads?
All right, y'all. Is there any other business that we need to talk about before we get out of here? Tristan, you got anything going on at the shop that you need to promote?
I'm trying to keep my
your
nose
birthday.
clean.
You got a new car.
Yes, y'all. I had so much fun. Despite all me been going to prison for 10 years, I had an amazing birthday. This is the birthday that I yearned for years. Like, it was the best birthday I've ever had. A lot of people showed up for me. I had a block party at my salon. Then we went and partied at Taboo, and then that Sunday I had a hair show.
Yeah,
and I did a Prince performance.
Yeah, I showed his video last time. Somebody's asking something to Anthony P. Tristan, read that.
Ashley Robinson says, I love his beard. Is it real?
Yeah, baby. It's
No,
real,
just playing.
baby. It's real, baby. It's real,
And they
baby.
say, is it all natural?
It's real, baby. You know what I'm saying? Why don't you just hold on to the line after the goddamn show? You know, and we'll see what we can do. Show
His
you what's
text message is going to be big
happening. You know
again.
what I'm saying?
Read this last one, Tristan, before you go.
Oh, did you? Amilda says, did y'all see where the senator and his spouse was Pew Pew and the state representative and her spouse were Pew Pew? What does that mean?
Oh yeah, what you mean?
They
Pow
were
pow.
shot.
They got
Pow,
shot.
pow, okay.
Yeah, they got shot.
The state representative and the spouse were unalive. Senator and spouse still holding on. They live about 8 miles apart.
It was two different senators and their
Situations.
spouses that got
Yeah.
shot, but they were 8 miles apart. Is basically what she
And
was.
I think what
saying.
state was that? Minnesota.
Yeah, it's somewhere
yeah.
up. Yeah.
Okay.
North.
Okay. No, I didn't hear about that. I did not hear about that.
Christy Parham says, what up, my brother?
What's up, Noche?
They said flying someone and having sex is not sex trafficking. Why are we accusing him of actual sex trafficking? Actually, Christy, they did say it actually is considered sex trafficking. We talked about that the last few episodes.
Yeah, if you fly me out,
If you fly somebody out, I think the attorney, who did we have in? Jimmy Morrison. He definitely agreed. If you fly somebody out, that is considered a form of
that's
sex
every rapper,
trafficking.
every pastor, every deacon, everybody done did that. So.
And that's the thing, Noche. We that's why I don't like that. That's why I do not want him to be found guilty, because I think that's a ploy against our black celebrities to every time they want to get you something, they get it on sex trafficking, because it's easy.
Yeah.
Everybody that has a girlfriend that doesn't live in the state, they gonna fly somebody
Long
out.
distance relationship, you flew her to you, right? Might have bought a little nice.
And what
purse.
about Pete? We both live in Little Rock, but we fly to Florida and we do it. Is
Yeah.
that sex trafficking?
Yeah.
I flew you to Florida on a vacation.
If you pay for it,
Y'all came on
what'd it
separate
say?
planes, separate flights. Yeah.
If you pay for it, she
Hey, motherfucker can't get me to drive to Jacksonville for no pussy no more. That's sex trafficking.
yeah.
I'm not going out my county, goddammit. If your pussy ain't in my county, I don't even want your number, baby. Jay, what county you live in?
What we gonna do with him?
Not your county.
Good answer, Jayla. Good
Yeah,
answer,
just
Jayla.
making
Good
sure.
answer.
Yeah, good.
Y'all
That's
see,
it,
I'm back
baby.
in my correct spot where it all started. Y'all see
Andrea
that?
will be back next week. Andrea will be back. You'll be back over there with P.
Man, Andrea,
I'll be
that's
back over there by
been
myself
all
because he didn't
fine,
show up.
goddamn. We
But
really
he
got
made,
coming.
he
Man,
made sure he came to the stepfather's day, the Father's Day.
Anthony, Tristan said you don't be coming to work, man.
Man, hold on.
You
hold
was all
on.
on the beach
Hold
feeding
on,
birds
hold
and
on,
swans
hold
and
on,
shit.
hold
Where
on.
you go? And
Hey, hold on. No, fuck that shit. I'm gonna answer all these questions first. Hey,
He had his
the
two-piece
first
bathing suit
time,
and shit on.
I came, me and Bilo was here. The
Sure
the
did.
last time we came, we had
That
that
was-
emergency with his niece was missing.
Right. And you went
so
out there
I
to
went
help
out there
search.
with them.
You
Yeah.
did.
Oh,
You did.
wasn't I out there?
You
No,
went out
not
there
the
to-
first goddamn.
Yes,
day
I
you
was.
So Anthony
I was
came-
out there the first day.
responder, nigga. You
No,
some
you
shit.
wasn't.
So Anthony came out the first day, which was Sunday, the first day she came missing. Tristan came out on Monday, the next day. So y'all
Yeah.
both came out on 2 different days.
And so that's the day. Those are really the first day back, but we didn't. Andrea wasn't here then either. I mean, I was like, damn, Andrea must be pregnant. She must got some damn maternity leave days or some shit. Because she had a PTO. But now the other question is, you say, where was I at? I was down there, man. People I work for, I was down in I was in 2 countries. At one time, I was in Venezuela. I was in what's the other
Don't
one?
bring that COVID shit back.
Belize.
Right.
So now if you want to know how to catch a fish without a hook or without a worm, baby, holler at me. I'll show you how to do all that.
Please,
man.
Pete, and these people don't know that you wasn't flying commercial. Tell these people you wasn't
Oh no,
flying.
baby, we flying G650, baby. So if you want to be in the My High Club, you know what I'm saying? You never got anything done to you, 10,000 feet up in the air. Holler at me, I got you.
Hey P, they say Jacksonville's still Pulaski, so you out of luck.
Oh, so I'm good. I'm good.
I don't mean that actually mean you good. You can go to
Yeah, I'm
Jacksonville.
good. Yeah. So what county you in again?
P, we don't listen. You can't P. Nobody that works on the podcast now, they all everybody. This all family. They all
I just
living.
asked what county she in. I ain't trying to get enough.
Yeah, Jayla is the
Shit.
baby of the crew.
You know,
Can't- she
y'all be
off
saying
limits.
that shit. Motherfucker be a news lady 2 weeks and then they quit. So shit, goddamn, I just need to know your ass at for just in case your ass
Okay,
quit
first
next week.
off,
Well, mama
first off,
be
I
the
ain't gonna be
news
your
lady.
news
That's
lady in quit.
Bro, you finna be in the news tomorrow. You finna be in the news tomorrow.
I'm just saying, motherfucker, quit, man. Don't say shit. You know, I miss my old partner. You know, but I don't know what happened though. But shit, you know,
Shit, we don't know what happened.
I know what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Jada can't be off limits. Then her ass might quit tomorrow. But you got to be here 90 goddamn days.
No, but she is off limits until if she on the podcast, she off limits.
Man.
We don't do. What do they call it when it's not fraternizing, but it's
Is this?
No, what you can't date on the job. What is that?
Well, Jada virtual. Shit, you can get virtual. Yeah.
When you have relationships on the job, y'all, somebody tell me what that is. It's not fraternizing.
Until you
Is that
find out,
fraternizing?
goddamn it,
no
she
dating on
limit.
the job, Pete.
Until you find out what the fuck is goddamn called, goddamn it, she can get it.
Jada's off limits. Jada, our sister, she off
Jada
limits.
got to be here 90 goddamn days for her benefits kick in. Shit, you ain't
a
get no
learning
insurance.
period.
90 days.
Learning period.
If you go work at a real goddamn job, you don't get them benefits first day you step in that damn door. You got to be there 90 days for you get all your benefits.
Ashley says we listening, but we don't judge. At the AP got Seth Tracker by B Level. Y'all too funny.
What?
Sex traffic
We
by
listen,
B-Level.
but we don't judge. AP got sex trafficked by B Level.
No,
Y'all
no,
too
see,
funny.
Y'all misunderstood.
Yeah,
what I'm
baby, you
saying.
wrote that wrong. Clean that up.
Yeah,
baby.
baby, clean.
Yeah, clean that up.
Yeah,
baby. That don't look right. We're gonna go to the next goddamn comment.
But they be thinking me and B-Love like Tristan.
Yeah. No, that's wrong. You wrote that wrong. Patricia said, "Hell, you don't shit where you eat." Yes,
Well,
Patricia,
hey.
that's what I'm telling her. Jayla is off limits.
Jada
for
don't shit in this motherfucking studio.
No, she's saying Jayla does not. Is she off limits? That's the little sister.
9
so-
days. Fuck all that shit.
So,
We know what I'm talking about.
that's what Patricia Moreland is
All
saying.
that shit.
Okay, listen. If we don't have any further, you don't have any specials you running, no more hair shows. Jayla, you got anything you need to talk about? We good? Pete, you got anything? How was your wax business coming on, Pete?
Oh, it's coming along. You know, I was down in other countries finding out how they do things. You know, they do things a whole lot different than what we do. But I got some new products coming on over here. You know, so we're gonna do mobile waxing. You know, so if you got a job, your job only get.
I already paid my deposit.
So listen, Jayla, Anthony is getting ready to open a wax business, and he said that Tristan could not come to be waxed.
That's discrimination.
Why? Because he
So you're
ain't
not
got what
gonna
the
do
fuck
male
women
wax?
got. Do he got what you got?
How you know what I got?
Uh-oh.
But nah, ain't you? Well, goddamn it, you weren't born with the motherfucker. You gotta have
No,
a real pussy.
but
You can't get no no BBL pussy. You gotta have a real
The
pussy.
money is with the males when it comes to waxing.
Yeah.
Well, hell,
That's
why
where
don't
the
you come?
money
Hey, I tell you what. Why don't we team up?
But
You
I told
come
him to
work at
get
my
somebody to do
facility,
the males. I
and
told him to
you
get
ask the
somebody.
men. You ask the men. I ask the women.
Okay, nepotism.
But go
That's
ahead.
what it is. This person said is nepotism on the job. You and Jayla, no nepotism on the job. That's
Oh
what
yeah,
it
yeah.
is.
No nepotism, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Hear that?
Yeah.
You hear that? No
I
All
think
right, so
Ashley- let's see if
she-
Ashley
she
cleaned
come
it
on.
up.
Yeah, clean it up, Ashley. B Level said he flew AP
out
out
to
of
Florida.
No, he didn't say. He said Pete is fly out to Florida.
baby. But Ashley,
She wanna
Ashley,
hear
Ashley,
something else.
sweetheart. What I said is I was asking P if you have a girl in Arkansas and you guys fly to Florida together, is that also sex trafficking? That's what I was saying. She talking about your damn beard. Now she talking about me.
Yeah,
What's the
yeah.
hell?
That's what I'm saying.
But
you know?
y'all.
Ashley, you okay?
Mm-mm.
You okay, baby girl? You okay?
Mm-mm.
Pick a side, baby.
Yeah. All right. So listen, if we don't have any further other information to talk about, we will see you next Sunday. Same bad time, Tristan.
Same back channel.
All right. Good night, y'all.
I'll be on the other side next time.
Had another rough conversation with the voices in